Welcome, everyone, to Watson Stadium. It's time for Hobbs Eagle playoff football, and it is the quarterfinals. Your Hobbs Eagles had a bye last week, and now they will take on district arch rival Carlsbad. We are doing a sound check as we speak. Ty Friend and Sovereign Anthony will be on the broadcast for you here tonight. Of course, these two teams battled a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks to be exact. Eagles end up winning that ball game for the last district contest, 31-13. So Hobbs winning by 18 in that ball game. Last week, the Cavemen, with that win on the road at Rio Rancho, they won that one 35-13. There's a lot of information about that game that makes that not as great as it sounds, especially because Rio Rancho had a backup 8th grade quarterback who threw 3 interceptions in that game and got injured during the contest but stayed in. The INTs came after the injury. So definitely a lot of pressure on an 8th grade quarterback to take on Carlsbad in a playoff situation. But regardless, Cavemen got the win. They're coming back here to Watson. 2 weeks ago, same situation. Hobbs was hosting Carlsbad for that final district game. So it'll be interesting to see how Carlsbad can rebound. We will take a break. We're going to have the pregame show going on around 6:45, about 12 minutes away. Hobbs Eagle football against the Carlsbad Cavemen quarterfinals of the 6A state playoffs here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Welcome, everyone, to Watson Stadium. Time for Hobbs Eagle playoff football, the quarterfinals of the 6A. Live on the radio at Cool 95.7, on the internet, YouTube, on the Hobbs Sports page, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and HobbsAmerica.com. Ty Friend and Sovereign Anthony with you tonight here at Watson as the Hobbs Eagles get ready to take on the Carlsbad Cavemen. These two teams faced each other a couple of weeks ago, final game of the district schedule. Hobbs got the number 3 seed, so they got a bye last week with no game, extra week of practice. Carlsbad had to go on the road and take on a tough Rio Rancho team, defeated them on the road in an upset, 35-13. But we should mention a little bit about that game. Rio Rancho had a backup quarterback who was an 8th grader. Their starter had been hurt in the previous game and didn't look like he would get a chance to play much in that game, so he wasn't much in it at all. This 8th grader started, got hurt about the second quarter or so, and after that threw 3 interceptions. Carlsbad took advantage and ended up winning by 22. So kind of a tarnished game, at least for the Rio Rancho side of it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, a game is a win, no matter how you get it, and it moves on to the next round. That's why Carlsbad is here, but I'm going to bet that they're going to want to come back and defeat the Eagles here at Watson Stadium. Last time they played, they lost to Hobbs 31-13.
Yeah, man, sound like an interesting game, last game with Carlsbad and Rio Rancho, and man, Carlsbad is coming back to coming to get the crown, and so Hobbs got to come out here and get ready and come full force at it. I know having a bye week can sometimes put a relaxation on you, but I believe, man, this is going to be a game to see tonight.
Carlsbad did a great job of defending the run against Rio Rancho. They had nobody in double digits. Just one player actually had 33 yards on the ground. That's it. Everybody else was in single digits, so that was a major problem. No rushing touchdowns for Rio Rancho in that loss to Carlsbad, and they only had 48 yards of total rushing offense in that game. They did throw for 213 on 26 completions, so that kind of kept him in it, but the 8th grader, Crew Victor, can only do so much, especially when he got injured. Stayed in the game, though, and finished out with those 3 INTs. But on the Carlsbad side, again, the best running back for them, Brock Wright, 19 carries, 121 yards. Marley Munoz, the quarterback, added 79, so they totaled 200 yards between those two guys in the running game and combined for a couple of touchdowns there. Passing department, 8 of 16 for 152 yards. They finished with 352 yards total compared to Rio Rancho's 261. So pretty much dominated that game throughout. Robert Castaneda, their wide receiver, had 4 catches, 108 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns, both of the scoring passing plays for Carlsbad. He's a very tough receiver for the Carlsbad Cavemen. So they got the win. They moved on to play the Hobbs Eagles here tonight, and I think they're going to have some vengeance ready to go. Carlsbad would like to make it to the next round of the semifinals. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles would too. They haven't been to a semifinal round since 1981, and that was the year that they were actually in the state championship but lost in the final game to Clovis.
Wow, man. So this is going to be a fight tonight, man, from the sound of it and everything like that, man. Both teams are going to want to fight and be able to get to that round, especially get to that semifinal round because, hey, Hobbs want to get there and the Cavemen want to get there. So it's going to be a game I'm ready to see tonight, man. It's playoff time. No more regular season. It's, either you keep going or you go home. So, Ty, I'm ready to see something tonight.
Of course, the Eagles 2 weeks ago whipping on the Cavemen 31-13 here at Watson Stadium. I think the big key stat was the defense. Hobbs had 13 tackles for loss, only 4 of those for Carlsbad. So they definitely did not get through the penetration the same way the Eagles defense did. We had a lot of guys stepping up in that game. Linebacker Joseph Reza, 12 tackles, 3 for a loss. Also, they had Jeremiah Mackey, 12 tackles, 5 for a loss, including 1.5 sacks. Of course, he has the career record for sacks, or season record for sacks for the Hobbs Eagle program. Mike Meredith off the line as well. He had 12 tackles, 2 for loss. So Reza, Mackey, and Meredith combined for 36 tackles, 10 of those for loss.
Wow, man. So I'm ready to see some great things, man. The defense has some good things going, and the offense did too as well. So, hey, I'm just ready to see both improvement, moving forward because this team that's coming out against them tonight is a team that already played them, so they're expecting things from them that they want to expect from the last game they played them. So hopefully, man, the defense stay up on it and the offense stay up on it too as well.
Other good defensive stats in that game. Devin Ruiz and Adrian Moore both picked off a pass against Carlsbad. Also combined between those two for 17 tackles. Of course, Ruiz, the linebacker, and Moore, the DB. Javen Hernandez recovered 2 fumbles for the Hobbs Eagles in that game. He is just all over the place from that safety position. and the team as a whole, 3 pass deflections. So they were tackling people in the backfield, slapping down passes, and just getting that penetration up the middle.
Yes, man, they was. So, man, you got, man, the defensive line, man, I know they're ready. They coming with power, and I know they're ready to move forward. So, hopefully, and I know they are expecting to be able to have those same type of plays and even better, you know, coming out tonight and best to believe getting that to that quarterback.
And they are right now announcing some of the stats and possible records being set for the Hobbs Eagles this season. We'll talk about those in just a few minutes. The Hobbs Eagles in that game against Carlsbad did not have a very stellar passing attack in the game. 8 of 20 for just 48 yards, and 28 of those yards coming in the hands of Justin French, where he had 4 catches. So not the best when it came to passing, but they made up for it in the running game. We'll take a break. The national anthem starting at Watson. Hobbs versus Carlsbad in the quarterfinals coming up in 90 seconds. We're back live at Watson Stadium. The Hobbs Eagles school song being played right now by the band here. Might be their last home game of the season. Of course, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Cleveland Volcano Vista matchup tonight. Of course, Cleveland hosting that ball game, and the expected favorite in that, the second-ranked team in the state behind Las Cruces. Las Cruces also have a playoff game going on as well. The only game that's not tonight will be the Centennial matchup tomorrow at the Field of Dreams, because they have 2 Las Cruces schools hosting. So we'll try to keep it caught up on 3 of those 4 scores as the night progresses. Right before the break, we're talking about the last time these 2 teams played a few weeks ago. Hobbs winning 31-13 over Carlsbad. We mentioned the passing game wasn't that great. 48 yards in the air. Justice French, 4 catches for 28 yards. And then 4 of the receivers only had 1 catch apiece. So that wasn't where the meat and potatoes were in that game. But the rushing attack, a different story. 48 carries, 225 yards in that game. Junior Medrano, his 7th 100-plus yardage game of the season. With 18 carries, 107. He was averaging close to 6 yards a pop, had 2 rushing touchdowns. Seamus Wright, 23 carries for 88 yards and 2 TDs. Even DeMarcus Hill got in the action with 6 carries for 24. So 225 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns for the Eagles. That was the difference in the ball game. But we remember that beginning of that contest, we saw the Carlsbad Cavemen come up on their first drive and score first, 7-zip. Hobbs came back and tied it and started to move away a little bit further up at halftime, 17-7. And Eagles outscored Carlsbad 14-6 in the second half for the 18-point win.
Yes, man. When you come out here, you want to make sure to, and as a defensive coach, I will make sure to tell my defensive player, do not allow them to come out here and get leverage. You know, move up the field and keep them running it where it get first down after first down after first down. You want to be able to stop them. And again, with Junior Medrano and then Seamus and then DeMarcus been in that backfield and stuff like that, and the great things that they did in the last game of playing this team, man, I'm ready to see some improvement. I'm ready to see some great things tonight.
Carlsbad's offense only threw for 87 yards. They were 7 of 15 in the contest, only had 1 touchdown completion. And then on terms of their running game, though, the quarterback himself, Marley Munoz, was the top carrier, 19 for 88 yards, did not score a rushing touchdown. The guy that's usually their go-to guy in the backfield, Brock Wright, was held to 42 yards, his 4th lowest production of the season against the Hobbs Eagle defense. Only 1 touchdown on the ground, only averaged 2.8 yards a carry. that got to give credit to the Hobbs Eagle D against him.
Yes, man, you got to, because I know with other previous games and in games, just this last recent game against Rio Rancho, he's moving forward. He's going up the field and everything like that. And the defense had a great game, stopping him in the last game they played Carlsbad. So hopefully they can do that again and put more even pressure on him and lock him down tonight.
Biggest problem for Carlsbad was their keeping control of the football. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles given up for the Hobbs Eagles. We mentioned Javen Hernandez had 2 recoveries just himself, and then those pickoffs by Ruiz and Mora definitely helped out the cause. So Carlsbad definitely needs to control the football. We saw the sustained drive to begin the big game, but as it wore along, Hobbs just took advantage of those turnovers.
Yes, and you're right, Ty. Hopefully they can take advantage of those opportunities they have open, because I remember last game they did have a lot of routes that were open. The receivers were getting open, a lot of open passages, so much in that nature, and it was a whole lot of missed opportunities when it come to that. So hopefully, man, they can pick that up this game, and if they do, then it calls for the defense to be able to step up and watch out for those passes.
And some great milestones could be broken here tonight. Of course, Braddock Beatty, the kicker for the Eagles, he needs 1 PAT, just 1 point after touchdown, to tie a career record. That's to tie it, and 2 to break the career record. Adam Richards holds the record. He has currently 98 PATs, so if he gets to 100, right on the century mark, he will be the career record holder for PATs. That's pretty impressive. Also, 8 more yards in the passing reception department for Mr. Beatty will put him at 1,000 for his career. He is currently going to 9th on the charts, and definitely would like to help out his cause there, but still it'd be pretty cool to get that those 8 yards. That'd be maybe just 1 pass in this game too. So really looking forward to that. In terms of for the season, Beatty can also do some good stuff. He needs 1 more PAT to tie for 6th in the Hobbs Eagle history. A couple other guys, Chavez and Ortega, Marion Chavez and David Ortega right now in 6th. He could tie them with 1 PAT for the season record numbers. And then 2 more PATs would put him in 5th place with Damian Navarro. So kicking is going to be good for him tonight, hopefully, and get some milestones there. We already know that Mackey has the school record for 10 sacks for a season, and that is a very strong record. Great penetration for the lineman for the Hobbs Eagle defense. But if he wants to continue to move up the charts, currently 3rd on the career sacks numbers at 10. Tristan Davis in 2nd in that list of history, 11.5 sacks in a career. And Cameron Hernandez is a leader right now in the history of the Hobbs Eagles at 13. So he has 3 sacks to get here in the next few games, hopefully more than just this game, to get up to the career record as well for the Hobbs Eagles.
Man, I'm ready to see some great records be broken tonight, man. It's a list of people that got a lot of things, man, to accomplish, and I believe that can be accomplished tonight. So I'm ready to kind of see that, and I'm really ready to see it, though, Ty.
What about Junior Medrano's rushing this season? 1,306 yards, 7th best in the history of the Hobbs Eagles. He needs 89 yards to move up to number 6, and then 104 yards to move up to number 5 on the list. And we're talking some very good players that he could get up there with, Matt Savage and Latrell Jones. I mean, they definitely Medrano putting the ball underneath his arm and moving up the field, using his blockers, and has a good vision of where he's going with the football.
Man, you know what, Tom? I'm kind of jealous, man. I'm supposed to be on that list, man. But you know what? Nah, I'm really happy for Medrano, man, and I'm ready to see that, man. He done some great things, man, this whole season, and been moving up and been improving every game and been doing some fabulous thing every game as the times I've been seeing him. So I'm ready to see some good and done tonight.
Also dealing with his rushing, Medrano currently 4th on the all-time chart for 7 games with 100-plus rushing yardage. Definitely some stellar numbers. Behind people like number 1, Timmy Smith, who had 12 100-plus games. Patrick Smith and Matt Savage at number 2 with 9. And Walter Taylor at number 3. So if Medrano could get this 100-plus yards tonight, he would tie with Taylor at number 3 on the list. But imagine that. Timmy Smith at the top, former Washington Redskins, that holds a Super Bowl record, too, for scoring.
Man, it's going to be fabulous to see, man. I am ready. I am here, man. It's a special day, man. It's a special game. So I'm ready to see it all.
Also looking out for Carlsbad, though, they got that junior linebacker, Colton McKibben, 6'3", 225 pounds. He has 102 tackles for his team. He's already been recruited as a sophomore last year. Nebraska, both New Mexico colleges, Arizona State and Arizona, Wisconsin, Washington, both Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, Iowa State, TCU, Auburn, Michigan, North Carolina. The list goes on and on. He's a force to be reckoned with. He had double-digit tackles, 15 against the Eagles a few weeks ago. They got to stay away from Colton McKibben. Definitely he's going to be a strong part of their defense. And he couldn't stop the Eagles. They beat him last time. But, again, 15 tackles means he was helping his team out the best he could.
Yes, man. And so, he's ready to come out there to play, man. big guy, man. Got some great, built to him, man, and got a good speed to him. So, hey, hopefully, man, they can, block him and get it in. But I believe I'm ready to see a good game from him tonight, too, as well.
And Hobbs Eagle defense will be putting the target on Brock Wright, their running back for the Cavemen, 1,061 yards, averaging close to 6 yards a carry this season. We mentioned, too, though, his production against the Eagles, 40-plus yards, was the 4th lowest of the season, so Hobbs did neutralize him. But he does have a good quarterback in Munoz who can run the football, second on the team as well. Get ready for the kickoff here. Hobbs will be receiving the black home uniforms with the gold numbers. Carlsbad in the white with the blue trim, and they will be doing the kickoff chores. Of course, these two teams played a few weeks ago, and the Eagles got the best of them, but now it doesn't matter what records are or scores from the past. Hobbs has won 2 state championships, 1970 and 1972, so that's been a long, long time since that. Carlsbad's last championship, 62, 61, 46, and 47. So they have 4 official ones as we get the kickoff ready to go, and here we are underway at Watson Stadium. Return will be from the 12-yard line. They'll go with the starburst, a fake handoff coming around the right side of the 20 near sideline, hurdling a few players to the 25 and throwing his body down to the 27. That'll be a 15-yard return for the Eagles. Adrian Mora, boy, putting a lot of movement in those legs and turning them up like pistons there to get over some players.
And you know what? We've been seeing Mora do a lot of things, man, all-around player this whole season. And so, man, this playoffs, now that it's playoffs, I'm ready to see a lot of great things from him and a lot of improve. So, man, great run and great return by Mora.
27-yard line is where the Eagles will start. At least this time in this game, they'll get a chance to have the football first. They were trailing 7-0 early in that game a few weeks ago. Hobbs will take their time to get up to the line. They've got a couple receivers to the right, one to the left side, and a split formation backfield getting ready to shotgun to Medrano. 5 in the front line for Carlsbad. They'll shift 2 of their backs into receiving core range on the left side. So trips left, twins right, shotgun to Medrano. 1-step drop, throws a quick out route, caught at the 33-yard line and spun around. Kind of a short route that time as Braddock Beatty's the man that comes up with it. And they're going to give him a total of 5 on the first catch of the ball game. Beatty only had 1 catch against Carlsbad, but he'll take that one right now. 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles at the 32-yard line. Eagles 1 for 1 in the passing game. Go back to the same formation. Trips left, receivers 2 to the right side. By himself is Medrano. Now just 3 in the front line for Carlsbad. Put a man in motion. Fake the handoff. Back to pass Medrano. Curl route on the left near right side. Breaking a tackle. Sprints to the 40 to the near right side. It dives out of bounds in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. He's going to get at least 5, maybe 8 now. They're going to give him forward progress. So 2 quick passes for the Eagles, 13 yards, and a first down to get this thing moving.
Hey, man, and that's how you want to do it. I mean, with a pass like that, especially when it comes to those, those short routes like that, to move forward and get through there is kind of hard. And so him moving his feet and still getting some extra yards, you got to give it to French.
First down and 10 from the 42 for the Eagles, still on their side of the 50-yard line. Pair of receivers, 1 left and 2 to the right now. Shotgun Medrano, going to get the handoff up the gut, trying to move a pile a little bit. Maybe a yard or 2, depending on how long they're going to let this pile move, as the blockers for the running back, Seamus Wright. And they're going to give him just 1 on the forward progress for the first run of the ball game.
And, we've seen Seamus have a good game against them, in the regular season. So I'm ready to see some great things from him tonight.
Seamus Wright on the season at 606 yards, close to 9 yards a pop. He leads the team on the running game for touchdowns with 10. Of course, Medrano has more yards than him, 1,306. Actually, I should say Medrano's number 1. He's got 14 touchdowns, 10 for Wright. 2nd down and 9 now. Twins right receiver left. Medrano back to pass. 2-step drop. He's going to fire the fade route to the near right sideline, but a 5-yard, too hard of a throw as he tried to loft it over the shoulder in front of the Hobbs bench on the near right side to Braddock Beatty. Incomplete. Eagles now 2 for 3 in the passing game.
And you want to be able to lock those, those 7 routes down too as well, because we know Beatty is known for catching them posters route and them 7-out routes too. So, man, that right there was close.
Eagles have had 35 touchdowns in the running game this season, only 19 in the passing game. Rushing 2,968 yards, 32 shy of the 3,000 mark. Shotgun back to Medrano, steps up the pocket, throws a quick curl route to the 48 of Carlsbad. That will be a first down. 12 yards, maybe 13 yards as Beatty comes down with it, make it 12 to move the chains once again.
Man, I'm excited right now, man. I'm seeing a little bit of the passing game for the start off, you know. Usually I see Hobbs, run the ball a lot of times, especially when it comes to moving the ball forward. But, hey, I'm seeing a lot of throws.
They go ahead and give him 13. 2 catches for 18 yards now for Beatty. And Medrano is now 3 of 4 in the passing game for 26. First down and 10. Trips left, receiver right. Going to go with the fake handoff the middle. Medrano, high steps, 40. Up the right hash, 35, and down to the 30. He was not going to stop whatsoever. And he's going to get 13 to add on to another first down. So 13 yards for Medrano on his first carry. And that's why you see him at the top of the rushing chart for the Hobbs Eagles. That kid will not go down easy.
Man, he do not mind running. I mean, and that's why coach either going to have him throw it or I have him running. So, I mean, I love it.
First down from the 31-yard line of Carlsbad. Back to shotgun Medrano, twins left and right. He turns and throws the screen left. A high shot going up in the air up on the ladder to pull that down with fingertip control. Adrian Moore, I don't even know if he got back to line of scrimmage. And boy, an athletic move to keep that from going over his head out of bounds. And, I don't even know how he came down with it. They're not giving him any yardage, though. But half a yard loss, actually.
But that's what you call a skilled player. I mean, with plays like that, man, it's kind of scary because they can just clip you and, you flip over and everything like that. But it was a great catch by Mora.
And if the ball goes backward, that's actually a fumble if it's not caught. I think that was a little bit forward screen that time. But Eagles do get it back, second down and 11 from the 32. Trips right, receiver left. Go with reverse around the left side. Cutting it out to the 30-yard line, stretching to the right side. 25, cut back across the 25 to the 23-yard line. A lot of zigzagging moves there. That is Seamus Wright. See where they're going to mark this at. Looks like about a 9-yard pickup for Seamus. His second carry, total of 10 yards. He came from the left to the right side of the field on the handoff. And now it's a third down and 2 for the Eagles at the 24 of Carlsbad on the right hash. Twins left and right. Shotgun for Medrano has one man with him. One receiver jumping on that far left. That should be a false start situation if that's who got the flag on that far left side. Whitecap taking his time here to get the call. Yep, false start is the call. First penalty of the ball game for 5 yards. That'll back him up. That brings up to a third down and about, looks like 8 from the 29 of the Cavemen. 9:33 left first quarter, still scoreless here in the quarterfinals of the 6A from Watson Stadium. Eagles get in the huddle and break it quickly. They'll send 2 receivers left, one to the right side. That is Justice French. Split formation backfield, ready for the shotgun. Between his 2 running backs is Medrano. He's going to roll left, then back to the right, has a chase on him. Throws it on the run, over the shoulder, towards the right goal line, but out of bounds. Justice French trying to come back for it, but he knew that was going to start to boomerang to the wrong side of his shoulders to the right. And that will be incomplete. So Hobbs facing a 4th down and 8 now from the 29. That would be about a 46-yard field goal. I'm not sure if they want to do that quite yet.
And you know what? I seen Division. Division just quite didn't go through and fulfill, but I seen it. But accordingly, man, the ball went out of bounds.
4th down and 8 now from the 29. Twins left and right. Medrano back with the shotgun. Big play here for the Eagles on their first drive of the ball game. Clapping his hands, and Medrano going to pull out of the play call. Looks back over to Coach Stevens. I think they're going to get the timeout here to talk about it. They don't want to mess up this play. They want to keep the drive alive if they can't score here. 9:12 left first quarter. We're scoreless. Hobbs at Carlsbad. Quarterfinals of the 6A here at Watson Stadium. Back in 30 seconds. Back live here at Watson Stadium after a Hobbs Eagle timeout, facing a 4th down and 8 at the Carlsbad 29-yard line. What did Coach Stevens tell the crew in that timeout, Mr. Sovereign?
Yeah.
I get my breath out of here.
No, man. Hey, I don't know.
By the way, it's your birthday. I really botched that up, didn't I?
Yeah, man, it is, man. But, hey, you got to go with a 9 route.
Here they go, 4th and 8 with the shotgun. Medrano with the 3-step drop back at the 35. He's going to launch it to the middle of the end zone, but no receivers there. Looked like he was looking for a seam route, but getting held up in traffic. Beatty on the near right side. Nobody down there to make a catch on kind of a questionable issue there. I don't know if there's a miscommunication or what, or maybe he just launched it too quickly.
And, Ty, you know, if you was in that predicament right now on the field, what would you have done as a coach?
I don't know, but, I mean, it looked like he had the set up with the play that he wanted, but I'm not sure what happened with the receivers. They were way back behind that pass. So that'll turn over on downs to Carlsbad. First turnover on downs in the game for the Eagles. And Carlsbad will have it at their own 29-yard line. 9:07 left in the first. It's tied at 0. Twins left, receiver right. Ready for the shotgun is Munoz. He has one man back with him. He's going to tuck, head up the middle. The left hash, 30, 35, 40. Continues to pump his legs and is down to the 43-yard line. And that's going to be, looks like about a 14-yard pickup for the quarterback. And he had more rushing yards than Brock Wright did last time against the Eagles. Brock Wright's over 1,000 yards rushing for the season.
Yes, man, and the quarterback, man, he can be a person that can get up the field. And so as a defensive player, you want to be able to watch out for him and keep your eyes on him.
Quickly up to the line of scrimmage in the hurry-up offense. Brock Wright with 1,061 yards on the season. Munoz at 702. Shotgun, throw the screen pass, backward pass to the 35, caught far right to the 40. Getting around one defender, been trying to spin around and brought down at the 40. That's going to be a loss of 3. Never really developed the way they wanted it to that time. Castaneda was the guy they looked at, their top receiver. But like I said, that's going to lose 3 on the play.
And great help defense. You know, as a defensive team, you want to be able to play help defense. And that's what the corners and that's what the safety's done.
Castaneda, like I said, the leading pass receiver in the season, 977 yards, averaging close to 20 yards a catch, and has 13 touchdowns out of the 16 passing TDs for Carlsbad this season. So he is the guy that you put the target on the back. 2nd down and 13 now for the Cavemen at their own 41 on the right hash. Still a 0-0 ball game. And we got a bunch of motion on the line. They're going to stop as soon as the snap comes, so somebody's jumping somewhere. Let's wait for the call from the official here. Hobbs only had one false start on their offensive drive. The Whitecaps going to have a lot of trouble getting his microphone working. He's been messing with it. He had never signaled to the booth what the call was. Or wait a second, did they go ahead and let the timeout beat the I guess they called the timeout instead. So whatever they were going to call there was negated by the timeout. 7:53 left, first quarter, 0-0. Hobbs and Carlsbad back in 30 seconds.
Go.
Welcome back after a Carlsbad timeout. A draw play to the right side of the line and trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but maybe not making it. About a 2-yard pickup. That's about it. Carlsbad not doing too great on this first drive on the series as that went to Brock Wright. He does get 2 of the negative yards they had. So Wright will just get 2. That was the second carry of the ball game for Carlsbad. Munoz, the quarterback, had 1 for 14 yards. Right for 2 now. And a 3rd down and 11 from their own 43 for the Cavemen. Twins left and right. 4 in the front for the Hobbs Eagle defense. Shotgun. Back to pass Munoz. 3-step drop. Shuffling left. He's going to tuck it and try to run up the left hash. 45-50. Puts his head down. Runs over 2 more defenders and gets the first down. They're going to give him, well, it's close. It's right on the first down marker. About 11 yards. Is going to see if they gave him the forward progress on that one. Yep, they're going to move the chains. 11 for Munoz. Already 2 carries for 25 yards. That kid goes up with a barrel of steam and doesn't go down easy, just like we see with Junior Medrano for the Eagles.
Yes, man. He runs with power and he runs with speed, and he makes sure to get there, and that's what he just done.
Second first down for the Cavemen. 1st and 10 now from the Eagle 47 on the left hash. Split formation backfield. Twins right and left. Another time for Munoz to head up the middle, trying to use his blockers in the gap. He's going to barrel forward across the 45. That's going to be a 5-yard pickup for the quarterback once again. Quick snap, and he's not going to make any bones about it. Just put the head down and go. That's going to be second down and about 5.5 now for the Cavemen. Still scoreless in the first quarter with 6:24 remaining. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Back to the split formation backfield. 3 in there for the Cavemen. Munoz between his 2 running backs. Give it to the left guy to the right side around the end. 40. Stretch it out to the right hash. Try to head to the sideline to the 35 and gets the first down. 8-yard pickup to the 35 of the Eagles in front of the Carlsbad pinch.
And again, as a defense, you don't want to be able to give the offense a lot of leverage to believe that they can keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. You want to be able to stop in and pull the teams in and pull the running back in so your other players can come up and be able to make a stop.
8-yard pickup for Wright, 2 carries for 10 yards. That'll be the 3rd first down. At the 36 of the Eagles on the right hash. Munoz in the shotgun with 1 man with him. Fakes a handoff, goes around the right end to the 30. Breaks a tackle, 25, and spins down to the 24. That might be just enough that he needed. And that's going to be 11 yards for Munoz again. 3 out of his 4 carries so far have been double digits. He has now got a total of 41 yards on the running game as the quarterback and the 4th first down for the Cavemen.
Man, he's running. He's making sure to get there, and he's going to make sure to get that first down. Like a coach used to tell me, too many first downs can be a touchdown.
First down and 10 now from the 25 of the Eagles. On the right hash for the Cavemen. Trips left, 1 receiver right. Munoz back with 1 running back on his right shoulder. High snap. He'll turn and fire the slant route, kind of low. Diving catch attempt here. Might about 3 yards possibly on that one. Going down low to get it is Eloy Lopez. Picks up for 3 on that one. They are now 2 for 2 in the passing game for 0 yards. One of their passes was a screen in the backfield for -3. Now they're evened out. Second down and, well, actually give him 4. So a 4-yard pickup for Lopez. Second down and 6. Going to be at the 21-yard line of the Eagles. Trying to get their first score of the game on their first drive for the Cavemen. Twins left, receiver right, shotgun. Munoz gives a handoff, stutter step at the line of scrimmage, bouncing away to the left side is right, to the stiff arm to the 25 and run out of bounds. Making sure he's not going to get any more than that for the Hobbs Eagle defense. Amron Wheeler, the line or defensive end, got out there and shoved into the sideline. 3-yard loss on that play, looks like. Back to the 25-yard line for the quarterback. Kind of going to the well maybe once too often there for the Carlsbad offense.
Yes, man. You want to be able to keep that momentum as an offensive team. You don't want to make no lacks or anywhere. So if the defense catch a hold of that, then hey, it could be over.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. They're down and 10 now at the 25 on the left hash. Shotgun, Munoz fakes the handoff, rolls right, stops at the 35. He wants to run now, then he gets backward and goes to the right side, scampered away from the Hobbs Eagle pressure, and is going to go down near the line of scrimmage. A lot of backward running that time, then trying to cut up, then backpedaled again, and then somebody's helmet flying off for the Hobbs Eagles. That's going to cause a 1-play departure. That might be Meredith, isn't it, leaving the game right now. No gain on the play for Munoz. So Meredith has to leave as the helmet came off, the 1-play removal, and a 4th down and 10. They're going to actually go for a field goal. The ball will be marked at the 32, so a 42-yard attempt here for the Cavemen to get on the scoreboard before the other team does, the Hobbs Eagles, with 3:49 left in the first. Getting ready for the kick for the Cavemen, Lennon Ananis. Good snap, kick is up, and the kick is off to the left, no good. It was about 2 or 3 yards short anyway. Hit on the left side of the end zone, so no good on the field goal attempt. Hobbs turned it over on downs. It looks like we got a back-and-forth tug-of-war action going on here at Watson Stadium.
And you know what? That's kind of what we seen in the first game when they played each other, Kind of a tug-of-war, even though Carlsbad had made the first touchdown. But, again, this is a tug-of-war because both teams want to be able to make it to that semifinal, so it's going to be a war out here tonight.
Again, Cleveland and Volcano Vista playing in Rio Rancho tonight for that other quarterfinal matchup. The winner will play that game, or that team that wins that one tonight. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 20-yard line. Now, that did go into the end zone. That's an automatic touchback situation. That's why it's right at the 20. Twins left, receiver right for the Eagles. Split formation backfield. Getting ready for that shotgun look for Munoz. Everybody gets set up here. Taking a little bit of time to get everybody in the right spot. 5 on the front line for Carlsbad. Got to go at the handoff around the left end, then cut back to the middle, trying to spin, but going down in the backfield. Got swamped quickly. And for the Hobbs Eagles, getting put to the turf was DeMarcus Hill. And they're going to give him a loss of 1 on that one, his first carry of the ball game. Not really much he could do on that. He got swamped the minute he got handed the football.
And we know DeMarcus Hill can get up the field, too, as well. So, man, him handing the football right now, just kind of getting it in and getting it started, I believe to see some great things for him, from him tonight.
3:10 left, first quarter, still scoreless. Twins left, receiver right, split formation, shotgun. Medrano fakes a handoff, option to the right side to the 20, cut back to the right hash and diving forward to the 24. Going to be about a 5-yard pickup, and again, that's going to be, that was Seamus Wright that time coming into the near sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. And that will be, looks like a 4-yard pickup for Wright. His third carry for 14 yards. Eagles facing a 3rd down and 7 from the 23. Nothing easy for either team right now. Clock to 2:37 left, first quarter. Shotgun for Medrano. 2-step drop. He'll scoot around to the 15 as he gets pressure. To the 20 far left, throws a hard one out to the sideline. An out route just inside the 50-yard line. Kind of looked like he was just trying to get rid of it so he didn't get sacked to the backfield. Did have a receiver out there on the out route right at the 50-yard line, but could not come down with it. That was Beatty on the attempt. Incomplete. Eagles are now 3 of 7 in the passing game for 25 yards, but they're going to have to punt this time. They turn over on downs on their first series.
And it was a great pass. Fortunately, it was incomplete, but, you know, I seen the vision of what Medrano was trying to do and get it open and get the pass to Beatty.
Eagles will get the punt off around the 10, 11-yard line. And Carlsbad loading up the box with 6, but they're going to keep still. Here comes the punt from the 12. It's going to be end over end, hits the 35 and takes a big Hobbs Eagle roll back to the 20 in Carlsbad territory. Return to the 20 and down to the 23 and thrown to the turf as a helicopter that time. Eagles take a quick work of the return man. About 2-3 yard pickup on the return there for Rinson Ekwembi. And they'll start at their own 24 for their second possession. 2:13 left here in the first, still 0-0. Both teams have had a possession now. Trying to get that first game quarterfinal jitters out of their system, I think, and just try to get something settled on offense and get some sustained drives here.
But again, hey, it's playoffs, you know, and I mean, whoever wins this game goes to the semifinals. So it's like it's war out here tonight. So both teams is not trying to let each other score. And man, you're right. They got to get the, you know, the jitters out of them and just play game.
Carlsbad will step up to the line with a couple of receivers right, one to the left. Munoz, the quarterback between 2 running backs in the split. Does have one on the right side, slot back. Fake the handoff. Munoz angling right, 25, 30 up the middle, 35, 40, 45, and gets thrown down at the 49-yard line. That's going to be 26, it looks like, for Munoz, and barely got pulled down there. He was off to the races. Continues to run big for Carlsbad. And as we mentioned before, big-time double-digit rushes at this point. He's got 4 rushes out of 7 attempts.
Man, you got to watch out for him. He's a guy you got to keep your eye on because he will run up the field, and if he get an open lane, he's prone to score a touchdown.
64 yards on the ground so far. Their 5th first down. It looks like they're tacking on 15. Must have been a face mask. That's the second penalty for the Eagles for 15 there and 20 overall. That'll move it up way to the Hobbs Eagle 36-yard line. Carlsbad will set up there with 3 receivers left on the trips, 2 to the right side. By himself is Munoz in the backfield behind the 40. At the 42, waiting for the shotgun. Eagles have 4 in the front box. 2-step drop for Munoz, stays pocket, steps up, tucks it, goes to the left hash, 35, 30, and slides in to the 29. He was trying to evade the missile coming at him that time for the Hobbs Eagles. That was Devin Ruiz. Get down low, get ready to take his head off there. That is an 8-yard pickup, though, for Munoz. And brings up a second down and 3 now for the Cavemen at the Eagle 29-yard line near the left hash. Trips right, receivers 2 to the left. Shotgun again for Munoz. Turns and fires a screen pass to the 30. Caught cutting outside, 25. Down to the 20, to the sideline, to the 17. Now their first down pickup. About a 12-yard pickup on that far right side on the screen for Robert Castaneda. So he'll move the chains. That's his second catch of the game for 9 yards total. Carlsbad's now perfect in the throwing game, 3 for 3. And their 6th first down. They'll have it at the Eagles 17-yard line. Clock down to 1:09 left, first quarter, still scoreless. Twins left and right. Munoz will have 1 blocker in the backfield with him. Waiting for the shotgun snap. Gets it. Gives a hand up the middle. Here goes the Brock to the 15, 5, and in the end zone for the touchdown. Crashing through the goal line, had one man to beat, and just ran him over. And that's going to be for 17 yards for Brock Wright. His third carry of the game for 27, and now his touchdown.
Man, I'm telling you, he's a guy, too, that run with force. I mean, he runs and moves his feet, so the defense will have to be able to stay intact with him and be able to hold and be able to pull him down. And unfortunately, the Cavemen have scored.
Lennon Ananans will kick the PAT. He missed that field goal earlier. It gets blocked. Hobbs Eagles swat at the football. It's picked up. I think Amber Wheeler's the one that got the mid on it that time, and trying to scoop and go for the Eagles was Leo Jaquez. Of course, NCAA and pro, you can return those PATs, but not in the high school ranks here in New Mexico. So the PAT could be a big distinction as this game progresses, but Carlsbad on the scoreboard first, just like 2 weeks ago here at Watson Stadium. They lead Hobbs 6-0. We'll take a 30-second break, come back with Hobbs Eagle playoff football live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Six 0 Carlsbad after a 19-yard run for Brock Wright to get the first score of the ball game. 55 seconds left in the first. They get the PAT blocked by Amber and Wheeler for the Eagles. Now Hobbs with their second chance to return a ball in this first quarter.
Yeah, you want to be able to come back on offense. You want to be able to move up the field, especially after that score right there. That should put some fire in you to want to come out here as an offensive player and move up the field.
And that's exactly what happened 2 weeks ago. Eagles answer the first scoring touchdown. Kick down to the 7-yard line. Justice going to hand it off. No, he fakes it, keeps it under his arm on the 20, 25, 30, 35. The starburst working well that time. Good fake coming to the right side as he acted like he was handing that off to Adrian Moore. Then he headed left and continued to put on the speed and get some good field position for the Eagles to start their second series. They're going to say he went out of bounds, though, at the 31. That's where the Eagles will start. They trail 6-0.
And you know, we've been seeing some great returns from French, you know, this whole season too as well. And so he's kind of known from doing them fakes when it comes to returns and moving up the field.
Clock down to 45 seconds left first quarter. Again, Carlsbad up 6-0. And that game a few weeks back, it started 7-0 Carlsbad, then Eagles tied it up 7-0, and we're up 17-7 at the half. And then winning by 13, 31-18. First and 10 from the 31-yard line. Eagles have two receivers right, one to the left. Split formation, Madrano with the shotgun. Two-step drop back at the 25. He's going to fire the high out route. Caught near the first down marker, maybe just shy by about a yard. Nice back pedal to make the catch in front of the Carlsbad bench on the far left. Double checking the receiver out there. That was Seamus Wright coming out of the backfield that time for the catch. And they're going to give him 9 on that one. So that's the first catch for Seamus. Eagles are now 4 of 8 in the passing game for 34 yards. Second down and 1 now from the 40 on the left hash. Clock's down to 16 seconds left in the first quarter. They say he stayed in bounds, and the clock is running. 4 on the front line for Carlsbad. Shotgun. Handoff around the right end. Kind of a delay. Cut back up the middle, and now getting swamped underneath behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a couple of yards, Seamus Wright. And boy, Carlsbad getting some good penetration. That's going to be about a 2-yard loss for Seamus on that carry. His first negative of the ball game. That will also run out the first quarter clock. So the Eagles got to dig themselves out of a little hole here, trailing 6-0 as we get ready to start the second for quarterfinal action. Hobbs and Carlsbad from Watson Stadium. Come back with us in 60 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com, the YouTube Hobbs Sports page, Cole 95.7 Facebook page, and HobbsAmerica.com. Back live here at Watson Stadium. Just one play there as Medrano ran for 13 yards for a first down for the Eagles. Now at the Hobbs, 46-yard line. Shotgun, back to Medrano. Three-step drop. Floats the ball to the left side of the line of scrimmage. The ball gets ricocheted. Wright tried to jump up for it. Got hammered hard. He had a helmet right in his chest that time on the left side of the line. And I think he just kind of unloading it to get away from the pressure in that backfield was Medrano that time. But going towards Wright hard on that left side of the line was Juan Rubio, the linebacker, just a sophomore, incomplete on the pass there.
And you got to be careful with passes like that, man. That can almost be an interception.
Eagles 5 of 9 in the passing game. Second down and 10 from the 46. They trail 6-0. Shotgun to Medrano. Throws the slant. Caught at the line of scrimmage and tried to backpedal for yards and continuing to move upfield. And that's going to end up being a 4-yard catch for French, but he got most of that on the backpedal. Justice's second catch for 12 yards total. Eagles now 5 of 10 in the passing game for 38 yards. Third down and 6 for the Eagles at the 50-yard line on the right hash. Just started the second quarter. Shotgun for Medrano. Rolling left. He wants to throw. Throws the out route. Flicks it to the left sideline. And looks like it's going to be catch and made for the Hobbs Eagles for a first down. Looks like they're going to give him 17 on the play. It's pulling it down in the breadbasket. Adrian Mora.
Man, way to cuff it in as a receiver. You know, even when the ball looks like it's going out of bounds, way to still keep 2 feet in.
14-yard pickup. Fourth first down for the Eagles. Quickly they go at the run game up the gut. And slamming right down to the 35-yard line. Making sure if that's right. Yep, it is Seamus Wright. As Wright will get 4 more yards for the Eagles. Hurry up offense now for Hobbs. Second down and 6 from the 35. Shotgun Medrano. Twins left. He's going to air it down the left sideline on the spiral, but he threw on the outside shoulder. Receiver looking on the inside shoulder and trying to get up that left sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench was Edgar Zubia. No chance to get his head back on the swivel the other direction. Incomplete. Eagles now 6 of 12 in the passing game. Third down and 6 from the 35. Clock down to 10:46 left here in the second. Hobbs trailing 6-0 in this quarterfinal game at home. Trips right, receiver left. 2 in the backfield. Medrano and Seamus Wright. Gets the shotgun snap, give it to Wright. No fake, comes up the middle instead as Medrano puts his head down towards the left hash and barrels his way forward to about the 31-yard line. See, they give him at least 3, maybe 4 on the forward progress. That'll be a 4-yard pickup for Medrano. He's got 3 carries for 30 yards. Fourth down and 2 for Hobbs. They got to get it to the 29 of the Cavemen near that left hash. Trips right, 2 receivers left. Medrano by himself in the backfield. Big play for the Eagles. Wright is in motion left to right, gets a handoff, cuts it back, tries to stretch it out at the last second, and tries to do a little high jump action backwards, but I don't think he's going to get it. He gets 1 yard of the 2 that he needed at the 30, but that's all he's going to get, I think. 1 yard pickup for Seamus as he got the handoff coming to the right side, but that's going to probably turn over on downs. Looked like the officials are kind of talking about it here. Guy had to get to the 29. They're right on the 30, so not much eyeballing you have to do on that one.
Yeah, man, stuff like that, man, it get very close to kind of differentiate like what it is or not and everything like that. But unfortunately, man, it was turnovers on down, and so the Carlsbad offense is back out on the field.
Eagles have had 2 turnovers on downs and a punt. Cavemen will start from their own 30. Twins right, a receiver left, and a left slot back. Going to give the ball to their best running back, and that is going to be swamped under, though. He gets backpedaled out as he tried to get through 2 defenders that time. Brock Wright, no chance whatsoever. The Hobbs Eagles had about 4 guys on him. Oh, boy, they gave him 4 progress of 2 yards on that play. It didn't even look like he was close. Amron Wheeler was in there from the defensive end position, and a couple other guys, too. Big man Mike Meredith was there from the line as well. Cornerback in on the play, Leo Hawkes on the left side. Somehow gave him 2 yards, though. Don't know where that came from. Second down and 8 now from the 32 of the Cavemen. Twins left, receiver right. Shotgun, DeMunoz. Pulls out of the handoff, throws the out route, coming back to make the catch on the back pedal out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 4-yard pickup on the catch by Robert Castaneda.
And we see from the last previous, offense and everything coming out here that the running back and the quarterback is somebody that they got to be able to watch out for. So defense got to have their eyes open. And then you got number 6, the receiver. Oh, man, you got to watch out for him too.
Yeah, Castaneda has 3 of the 4 catches so far, but just 17 yards total on 4 of those catches in this ball game. 4 for 4, though, in the passing department. 2nd down and 5 now from the 36-yard line. Shotgun, Munoz going to tuck it go, puts his head down on the right hash and tries to barrel forward. Hobbs Eagles going to meet him as a wall. Might have got back to line of scrimmage if he's lucky, but the Eagles going to take care of business, getting low on those legs. Meredith was underneath there, also getting down low for the Hobbs Eagles. Jeremiah Mackey from the defensive line. And once again, they give him forward progress. A couple yards on the play, so 2 on that one for Munoz. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th down and 1 on their own 39. Do not think they would like to go for it here, but look, it's I guess they do got a punter back now. That'd be a very risky play with the Eagles only down by 6. 8:49 left here in the, they're going to go fake. Quick snap, and in the backfield getting wrapped up, and he's still dragging the Eagles. Continues to try to push forward in the hands of Marley Munoz, the quarterback, and he's not going to make it. He gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. Carlsbad's point with the 1st down, but they're not. It's almost exactly the same thing that happened to the Eagles. No yard gain for Munoz. He was not the furthest guy back. He was in that little fullback position, the punter behind him. They did a quick snap, and he just tried to tuck and go, paid the price, and a turnover on downs in their own territory. Hobbs has a good chance to tie it up here.
Yes, man, and way to make a stop by the defense. So offense got to come out here with that fire, move up the field, and get to a touchdown. 2nd
turnover on downs for Carlsbad, but in a bad position for them as the Eagles have it at their 39 on the left hash. 6-0 Cavemen, 8:40 left here in the 2nd. Semifinal game on the line next week. Twins left, receiver right. Munoz fakes a hand up, heads up the middle, 35, 30, 25, high stepping, down to the 24, maybe the 23-yard line. He's got 17 on that one for Munoz. His best carry of the night to move the chains for the 7th time.
Hey, that's fire. That's the fire you want to be able to see out there on that field. And so Madrano is known for carrying the team on his shoulders, and be able to take that weight and be able to move forward with it.
90 yards on the ground already. He's pushing that 100-plus mark again. 1st and 10. Handoff, this time angling left to the 20. Gets barreled around and thrown down to the ground, but a possession there for about 5 or 6. That's going to be Seamus Wright. No, actually, that was DeMarcus Hill that time, as he'll pick up, looks like 6 for DeMarcus. That'll be his 2nd carry, 5 yards total, and brings up a 2nd down and 4. Nice to have interchangeable parts in that backfield. Lots of different guys they can go to on the running game.
And that's a beautiful blessing right there, because both rushing backs, man, can move up the field.
At the 17, 2nd down and 4 for the Eagles left hash. Delay handoff, trying to cut outside to the right is Wright, going to stretch it out. 20, 15, strong arm, down to the 10 as he tiptoes out of bounds for the 1st down. And he gets run out of bounds. They're going to see the mark here. Looks like he's going to get 7 on that one, does Wright, for the 1st down. That's the 5th for the Eagles as they're knocking at the door in the red zone of the Cavemen with 7:39 remaining in the 2nd. 6-0 Carlsbad. Hobbs could still get a 1st down at the 3-yard line. Right now at the 12 of the Cavemen, taking some more time as they look to the sideline for the play call. Coach Stevens will send 2 or make it 3 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Munoz by himself in the backfield, waiting for the shotgun. Carlsbad has 4 on the front defensive line. Munoz going to tuck, come around the left end. Continues to stretch out to the left side, 10, stutter step 5, and dives to the 4. We'll see how many they're going to give him on this one. They're going to give him, looks like 9 yards for Munoz, or correction, Madrano. So just 1 yard shy of the 1st down. He's got 39 yards on 4 carries so far. That's 9+ in this ball game on each carry. 2nd down, about 1.5 for the Eagles. They got to get to the 3, currently at the 5. Eagles going to slow it up just a bit here. Only gave Madrano 8 yards on that carry. Split formation backfield. Quick snap to Madrano, heading to the right side of the end zone for the touchdown. Untouched as he goes in from the 4-yard line into the end zone. 4-yard touchdown scamper for the quarterback.
That's how you want to do a touchdown by Madrano. you wanted to be strategic right there, especially with that play, and that's what Coach Stevens done.
42 yards rushing on 5 carries for Medrano, and could take a lead here. Remember, Carlsbad had their PAT blocked. Good snap, kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:54 left here in the second. Hobbs 7, Carlsbad 6. The quarterfinals continues here at Watson Stadium in 60 seconds. Back live here at Watson Stadium, your Hobbs Eagles currently getting back in this ball game, 7-6 after a 4-yard touchdown run for Medrano, add on a PAT, and we got a big score coming in from Rio Rancho right now, Sovereign.
Yes, man, Cleveland going against Volcano Vista right now, and Cleveland is up right now 21, and Volcano Vista 0.
That's a second quarter score. That is the other game we're watching closely. That is the other quarterfinal. The winner of that game plays the winner of this game. So 21-0 Cleveland. The onside kick, Squibber is going to bounce at the 25, bobbled for a second, picked up by the Cavemen at the 30. Near side 35, putting his head down. Ball might have come out for a second, but it looks like they've recovered. And the return man got his helmet knocked off, so he might have to sit out of play. That was Ty Young, their DB, that returned that one, just a sophomore, too. Good field position, though, for the Cavemen at the 36-yard line.
Yes, man, you want to be careful with that, man, especially when you get your helmet knocked off out there on the field, man, because, hey, any injury like that can happen. So make sure to have your helmet tight on and everything like that, but great stop by the defense.
Now, if Hobbs will qualify for next week's game, they would have to travel to Cleveland. The two teams have not met each other in the semis or the championship, so they would get to host that game next week. If Volcano Vista comes back and wins that game, Hobbs would get to host next week with a victory over Carlsbad here tonight. First down and 10 for the Cavemen at their own 36. They trail 7-6. Twins left, put a man in motion from right to left down to the left slot. Shotgun to Munoz in the backfield. Handoff around the left end, getting stretched out to the far left and dropped in the backfield. That's their best running back, and he got taken down pretty quickly there. Brock Wright. Mackey's going to be in there first for the Eagles. That's a 7-yard loss for Brock Wright. He scored a 19-yard touchdown run earlier, but now has 28, 30, 23 yards after that 7-yard loss. Back at the 30-yard line, brings up a second down and 17 for the Cavemen. Black and gold getting through there quickly that time, Sovereign.
Yes, man. You got to watch out for those three defensive line on the defense. They can get in there.
Trips right, receiver left, back to pass Munoz. 3-step drop. He's going to fire the post route. Diving catch at the 44. That's going to be about a 17-yard pickup. As pulling that down on the turf there, R.J. Hernandez.
From seeing it up here where we was, I really thought he hit the ground, but hey, he actually caught it. So you want to be able to make some stops, because Carlsbad is going to want to come out here and be strategic to be able to get back into the red zone.
Yeah, that's why I kind of waited a second to see if they're going to call that a catch or not, because he was actually sliding before the ball even got there. He could tell it was low. They're down at 2 now for the Cavemen at their own 44. They trail the Eagles by 1. Big defensive play here for the Eagles, 4 on the front line. Shotgun on the split formation. Fake the handoff. Stutter step. Trying to juke and go up the middle is Munoz. He's brought down near the line of scrimmage, but he falls forward close to the first down on that right hash. Needed to get to the 46, and I think he just barely got it. They're going to give 2 to Munoz. He will move the chains again. That's the 8th first down for the Cavemen, now at the 46 of their own. Clock down to 5:08 remaining here in the second. It's 7-6 Eagles. Hobbs scoring on a 4-yard run for Medrano to take the lead with the PAT. And Carlsbad on a 19-yard run for their Brock Wright, but missed the PAT off to the left. Or actually was blocked by the Eagles. First down and 10 from the 46 on the right hash. Shotgun Munoz, 1-step drop. He's going to throw the slant route, but it's a hard shot through the hands of the receiver. Could not keep a grab on it. Leo Jaquez, the man, or actually that was Robert Castaneda, the receiver, got thrown down hard by the waist that time to make sure that was not going to be a catch. Trying to see who that was for the Eagles. It might have been Amron Wheeler in there that manhandled him.
Man, I'm telling you, with passes like that, I believe he heard those footsteps coming from the side of him and everything like that. So it was kind of hard for them to focus on the ball or focus on getting hit. So, hey, man, great way to be able to stop that by the defense.
First incomplete pass for the Carlsbad Cavemen, now 5 of 6 in the passing game. Second down at 10 from the 46. Twins left, receiver right. High snap to Munoz. He's going to option backward to the right sideline. Getting met back there. Brock Wright's going to get bottled up and ripping him around and holding his waist. They finally blow the whistle to call it dead. Gavin McPherson, the linebacker, he is so strong, he was not going to let that guy squirrel away from it.
Yes, man, great way to be able to get in there. And then what I love to see out here tonight, I'm seeing a lot of help defense, and that's what the Hobbs Eagles are doing. They're having a lot of help defense, and you see that when a linebacker comes up, then you have a defensive end come up. You have a safety come up. You have a corner come up, and that's what you want to do as a defensive team.
Both of the last two runs for Wright were negatives, -7 and -6 there. That's going to drop them back to a 3rd down and 16 now at their own 40-yard line on the right hash. Under 4 minutes left in the second. Hobbs up 7-6. Trips left, receiver right for Carlsbad. Shotgun Munoz, 2-step drop. He's going to give the draw play at the last second. Here comes Wright angling left 40. He tries to spin. The Eagles going to meet him there at the 42. He's going to get about 2 yards net gain on that one, not much more than that. So 2-yard pickup for Wright. Wasn't negative that time, but like you were just mentioning, all that swamp team action over there to close him down, and you can just see everybody just kind of joining forces. Joseph Reyes, the linebacker, the first to grade him and had some help as well. I believe Devin Ruiz, another linebacker, in there too with a big bear hug team style for the Hobbs Eagle D. 4th down and 13 at the 43 for the Cavemen. Back in punt, but they did fake one on the last play. Here comes the punt, and it will be a long one. Takes a bounce to the 15, gets to a Hobbs Eagle. It's going to roll back behind the 5, and almost getting brought down. Meeks a good spin move at the 10, 15, heading the far sideline, 20, 25, 27, 30, and down to 31. Boy, talk about dodging a bullet that time. I believe that was Adrian Moore, the return man for the Eagles. Looked like he bobbled the ball. It rolled back towards the goal line, was still able to cut down the field. It might not have been him, though. Maybe that was Javen Hernandez. Looks like number 9. Yep, Javen Hernandez was the return man. Boy, did he dodge a bullet there.
Yes, man. You dodge a bullet right there and be able to, move up the field and still be able to, swoop through the defense and still getting up there. That's what you call skill.
That's a 28-yard return after he bobbled it and rolled back towards the 2-yard line. Ends up at the 30, but a lot of juking and jiving going on that far right sideline in front of the Carlsbad bench. Clock stop with 2:55 left, second quarter. Eagles up by 1. Their next possession ready to go. Trips left, 2 receivers right, and a slot right as well. Medrano by himself in the backfield, takes the snap, stays flat-footed, throws it on the comeback route. Boy, the bobble up in the air, but pulled down at the 35 and loses a tackler. 40, 45, 50, 40 into Carlsbad territory and pushed out of bounds at the 32. That's going to be about a 40-yard catch and run for the Hobbs Eagles. That little bobble action there. Double checking who that was. I believe that was I thought it was 16, but we don't have a 16 on the roster there. Jaden Taylor, was that who was out there? 22? It looked like a 16, but I don't. Go ahead and give him 40 on that one. Taylor with the catch.
Man, that's how you do it right there. I mean, that's what happens when you never stop your feet. He kept his feet moving, kept going.
Wait a second, though. They haven't moved the chains yet. Referees are talking, too. I don't see a flag down. The chains are way back at about the 25-yard line at the other end. And now the official's talking at the 30. Oh, there's a flag down at the 48-yard line. Maybe on a legal block, possibly. He did break through some tacklers. Maybe a teammate trying to reach out and help on that. Personal foul, tripping, called against Carlsbad. That'll be a tack on of 15 yards. Tripping call against the Cavemen. Their first penalty of the ball game. That if it's at the 30, that should be the full 15 too, because it's half the distance inside the 30, but they're at the 30-yard line, so they should get it down to the 15.
Man, and that right there is what you call a double favor.
We'll have to double check to make sure that was the right receiver out there, but that will be moved up to the 15-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Eagles. Eagles now 6 of 7 in the passing game And knocking to the door inside the red zone again, up by 1. Would like to tack onto it with 2:43 left here in the second. Hobbs taking some time to look to the sideline for the play call. Coach Stevens, no rush here. Just wants to make sure they get this thing in the end zone to get a little bit more of a cushion on the scoreboard. Twins left and right with the slot left. Shotgun for Medrano, claps his hands and rolls right, wants to throw. From the 20, throws it to the right pylon. Little toe touch and a touchdown. Beautiful play for the Eagles from the 15 into the end zone for the score.
Wow, 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 wow. Great way to tiptoe by French. Man, French, man, that was a great catch right there, and that's how you do it. And great throw by Medrano.
Third catch of the game for Justice French for 27 yards, 9 a pop. 7th reception for Hobbs. And a lead now of 13-6, awaiting the PAT from you-know-who, Braddock Beatty. High snap, though. Good save by McCool to bring it down for the hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And we mentioned Braddock Beatty needed to get a couple PATs in this ball game. We'll talk about what that's done for him after those two scores. 14-6 Eagles over Carlsbad with 2:38 left, second quarter. Back at 30 seconds of the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Eagles up 14-6 over Carlsbad. That second PAT kicked by Beatty. He now has the career record for PATs for the Hobbs Eagle program. 100 PATs. Moved to number 1 with that PAT. Congratulations to Braddock Beatty. He also has over 1,000 yards in receiving as of those catches in this game so far for Braddock. So congrats to him. He has 2 catches for 18 yards. And he only needed 8 to get over the 1,000 mark tonight. Lots of good things going on for him, but he's more happy about the team up 14-6. Here comes the kickoff. It'll be a low one, takes a roll, and might have touched a player, but even if it's muffed, it goes in the end zone, automatic touchback. I don't like that rule. I think if you touch a ball and it rolls, you should go back and retrieve it, but they say for safety, they just want to go ahead and call it dead. They'll get it at the 20.
Yeah, man, hopefully in the nearest future they'll probably change that rule, but yeah, man, I believe so too as well.
Well, I don't know, because look what they did with the NFL kickoffs now, that stage garbage that they have. You can't even rush. You got to stand and wait, and just a mess. But still, they're trying to worry about concussions and some of those other things, and maybe it will have its benefit health-wise as the future transpires. So 14-6, Eagles by 8, 2:38 left in the second. We mentioned that missed PAT from Carlsbad on their first drive. Could come back to haunt them, and now they're down by 8.
Yes, man, you want to make sure to keep momentum going, and sometimes when something a little off goes on, the momentum kind of slows down. So hopefully they can pick it up.
First and 10 from the 20. Munoz going to throw the screen to the 20-yard line, right up across the 25 and a spin down to the 27. As coming up with the catch for Carlsbad, R.J. Hernandez. Double check to see where his knee went down there. At least 5. They're going to give him 7, it looks like. So Hernandez with his second catch for 24 yards. 7 for 8 in the passing game for Carlsbad. Not doing a bad job. Not big throws, but kind of moving it down. Second down and 3. They got to get one player off the field before the snap, and barely makes it. Shotgun Munoz. He'll tuck and go, but he gets met in the backfield. Brought down like calf roping that time for the Hobbs Eagles as one of their linemen gets through there quickly. I believe that's big man for the Eagles, Mike Meredith, the first one in there. Boy, he's pumping up those biceps as he threw that man down.
And he's known for getting in there. So that's a guy you want to watch out for. And if he kind of knows and he's kind of aware what's going on, he will get that play.
What is that, a -2, I believe, for Munoz on that one. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for Carlsbad. Timeout on the field as the Cavemen are going to talk about it. 2:11 left, second quarter. Your Eagles up 14-6 over the Cavemen. We will take a 30-second break, come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live here at Watson Stadium, where Hobbs Eagles up 14-6. An update from that Cleveland game. They are leading 36-0 over Volcano Vista at halftime. The winner of this game will play probably Cleveland, as it looks like now. That's already in mercy rule at halftime. They're down at 4. Back to pass Munoz. He'll throw the curl route to the 31. Very close to the first down. That's about where they needed to get it, and I think they're going to give it to him. About a 5-yard pickup. And they're going to go ahead and get the first down. That'll go to Hernandez again. His third catch for 29 yards. That'll be the 10th first down. Hurry up offense with the 31. High snap to Munoz. Give the handoff up the gut. 35. Gets stopped for a second and continues to plow forward down to the 38-yard line. 7-yard pickup.
And, you know, as the offense, you kind of want to keep things snapping and rolling, too, because with a score like 14-6, you only got 149, you know, and before the second half, you might want to just keep it going so you can get closer to the red zone.
7 yards for Brock Wright. 2nd down and 3 now from the 37-yard line. 14-6 Eagles. Twins left and right. Shotgun Munoz fakes a handoff. Gets a chase by Wheeler. Wheeler's trying to throw him down by the shoulder pad. He just lofts it to the sideline. Munoz gets rid of it, and a late flag coming from the Whitecap. He kind of grabbed him from the back of the shoulder pads. I don't think he was going to pull him down by that, but the ref might have seen otherwise. That would have been just an out-of-bounds incomplete throw, and it was kind of a heave-ho by Munoz just to save it from being a sack. But regardless, I think they're going to give it a 15 on this one. And looks like over there on the Carlsbad sideline, Coach Sanders having a talk with the Whitecap here. And we're still having a conversation by the Zebras down on the field here. Hobbs up 14-6 with 1:30 left here in the second. That will stop the clock for Carlsbad. They want to conserve as much time as possible to try to score here. Still waiting for the signal from the Whitecap. They're trying to point off. They're backing it up towards Carlsbad's end for some reason. Oh, illegal grounding. I thought they had Amron Wheeler for a little bit too much extracurricular in that backfield. So that's going to be a loss of down and a 5-yard penalty as well. Boy, I'm really surprised on that one. Starting to sound like a Carlsbad fan, it sounds like here, huh?
Yeah. And you know what, man? You got different perspectives out there on the field. You got your eye, then you got the ref's eye. So, hey, from the ref's eye, I guess he was that. I mean, from my eye, seemed like a horse collar.
3rd down and 18 now for the Cavemen at the 23 of their own. Trips right, receiver left. Waiting for shotgun is Munoz. 3-step drop. Has a little bit of time. He's going to throw the out route, but he throws it in the turf. 10 yards past his receiver on the near right sideline. Tried to get it to Castaneda, but he had double coverage on him that time for 2 Hobbs Eagles, including Samuel Zimbardi, the linebacker, and Devin Ruiz, the linebacker as well. They were out there making sure there was not some quick throw to that sideline. So incomplete and a 4th down situation for Carlsbad. No chance, so they're going to go for it here on a 4th and 18. This will be their first punt of the game. They've had 2 turnovers on downs. Hobbs will put 4 on the front line. Here comes the punt from the 16. It's going to go back to the 35, caught by the Eagles, coming around the left end of the 40. To the near sideline, 45, 50, into Carlsbad territory, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, continues to move to the end zone and falls into the end zone for the touchdown. That'll be about a 70-yard return for the Eagles for Adrian Mora.
Man, that's Mora for you. You know Mora can get in there, and great block by his teammates, man, and the teammates made a great block and got there, but it seems like a hurt player on the field.
Unofficially, that probably is more like 65 yards, but I don't know if there's a flag down because the referees are talking right now. So that would be a 65-yard punt return for Mora. Where's the flag at? Yep, flag back at the 37 on this left hash here in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. So 65-yard punt return. Where they got it marked is probably a legal block in the back. And that'll go a 10-yard from the spot, which would be from the 37 back around the 47-yard line. Personal foul. Oh, head-to-head there on that. They called some helmet-to-helmet contact. And I know Coach Stevens ain't going to be happy about that, so it's going to negate a big return for Adrian Mora. You've always talked about his speed and this ability to get up the field and not stop even for a second, just continue to move up that field. So that's a 15-yard penalty instead of the 10 I was thinking for a block in the back. So both teams have been hit with a big 15-yarder so far. And they also have a sideline warning given to the Carlsbad Cavemen. Either players are on the close to the field or coaching staff, either one. So 15-yard penalty going to be marked against the Eagles. Or actually, that's the second one the Eagles have picked up, that one for Carlsbad on a 15-yarder. And that puts them back into their side of the field, too. Hobbs has it now at their own 48 from that left hash. Still going to make my note here about Mora's 65-yard punt return, all for naught. I think that possibly the injured player might have been Amron Wheeler. I know Ron Gunner's down there noticing that they're talking to him right now, the training staff. Twins left and right. Man in motion to the right side is right. Fake the screen, roll around the left end. Here comes Medrano as he barrels down to the 45. As he gets 7 yards near the Hobbs Eagles sideline, left side of the field. That's his 6th carry of the ball game for 49 yards. And they're going to stop the action. Looks like a pair of injuries down there, maybe for one for team, or is that both Carlsbad? Looks like they have two. One guy getting up now for Carlsbad. Definitely the one injury. That was Juan Rubio, the linebacker, just a sophomore. He's trying to walk it off now, and they got another guy flat on his back at the 45.
And you know what? Even though, man, this is a great football game that we are watching out here tonight, you still want to have safety, you know. Make sure everybody's, good and everybody's in great health condition, and just make sure to play smart and move smart and still be at war.
Clock stop with 52 seconds left here in the second quarter. Eagles up 14-6, and I think you really got to push hard to that end zone. I mean, 8-point lead. It's kind of a seesaw affair early in this ball game. Hobbs kind of breaking away like we saw in the last game against his team. Hobbs up 17-7, but we're down 7-0 in that game, but then took the 10-point lead. Right now, it's at 8.
Yes, man, you most definitely want to move the ball up forward and get to that red zone, and so you will have a breathing room coming out on the second half, and so that's what you want in this game. You want to be able to have a breathing room and knowing that, hey, this game can end in our favor.
We did get confirmation that was Amron Wheeler that was hurt previously on that punt return, but we're still waiting to find the second Carlsbad Cavemen player. Again, that game we just mentioned a few minutes ago, Cleveland leading Volcano Vista at half, 36-0. If they get that up to 50-point spread, that's game over. And already it's going to be a mercy rule clock in the second half. So Cleveland doing a great job on their home field there. If Hobbs to win this game tonight would play probably Cleveland, it looks like, they would have to travel next week. Of course, they did play Cleveland a few years ago, but that was not a semifinal or higher game. That was a quarterfinal game. So they don't decide. Usually if you played the last time as a semi there, you would return the favor to the other field, but that is not the case in this situation. So Hobbs would have to travel next week. More than likely a Saturday game for the Eagles. So they get the other player off the field. Long walk to the other side, and having trouble seeing that number. He ran off so quickly there. Hobbs will have it a 2nd down and 2 now from the 43 of Carlsbad. They lead 14-6. Shotgun back to Medrano. Steps up in the pocket, fires the spiral over the shoulder, coming back to make the catch. There's Adrian Moore again. Unbelievable. That kid's not going to give up. Definitely a 1st down and then some.
Wow, wow, wow. Hey, that's how you receive the ball right there, man. You got to give it to Mora. Great catch by Mora.
Mora's going to get it down to the 2-yard line. He came back to the football. It was definitely going to be over the shoulder, but it was a little short, so he had to come back to it.
And you know what? It's a great way to reprove yourself, you know. Even though they called a flag on a 65-yard run, man, great catch.
At the 2-yard line, 1st and goal with 43 seconds left in the half. Twins left and right, shotgun to Medrano. He's going to take it, back pedals toward the left goal line. They get shoved back in the last second. Boy, that blow that took him down was Colton McKibben, that linebacker, the guy that's got about 20,000 offers for Division I. And he'll get a yard on the forward progress for Medrano. 25 seconds of ticking in the first half. Shotgun, or actually underneath the center this time. Medrano tries to push it forward. Flag is flying halfway through the run, and that's just a big rugby scrum at the goal line. Don't think he crossed that line, but I'm kind of wondering how the back judge had the call from the back of the end zone. Not sure what he saw on the line of scrimmage. That's kind of a weird place to throw the flag from back deep, but we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here. Really not going to help the Eagles because you're going from the 1, if you get a penalty, it's going to be half the distance to the half-yard line. A little bit closer to the end zone, though, I guess. Still haven't seen a signal yet. Referees are inside that scrum pile. Everybody's up now, but trying to get everybody sorted out. I don't know if this has anything to do with the score. I don't think he made it. We saw the flag thrown anyway. Still need to get a signal on that first. Whitecap and the umpire staying right near the ball. Looks like the foot or the nose of the ball is right on the goal line on that left hash. But we did see a flag flying, so we got to have something be called here. Do they pull the flag up? They're just lining it up. Did the back judge threw the flag, it looked like from the back of the end zone towards the middle of the field. And now we got a timeout call for Coach Stevens. So they're going to mark it at the half goal line or the goal line there, about the touch of the football. 19 seconds left here in the second quarter. Hobbs up 14-6. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Hopefully come back for a touchdown. $19 seconds left here in the first half. Your Eagles leading over Carlsbad 14-6. The quarterfinals of the 6A playoffs. Winner to probably take on Cleveland next week. At least with a 36-0 lead at halftime over Volcano Vista would be a easy gamble there to throw some money down on that game, right?
Yeah, man. That's the game, man. You quite don't want to spend your money on, but hey, let's see if they can be able to get to the end zone right here on this play.
Second down and goal. Quickly running underneath the center. Medrano not going to push the forward pile. And I think he had some linemen and people moving forward before the snap or very quickly. And I think that got a flag from the backfield. You can't have more than one person going towards. Medrano has to set, too, when he comes underneath the center. You can't just get the snap as you're running towards the center at the same time because that means you're not set. And I think they're going to get a false start on this one. Yep, there's the call. 5-yard penalty for the Eagles. Of course, that tush push, where they call it now, where everybody just kind of pushes forward. You still got to have a player like a quarterback comes underneath the center on a jog. You can't just keep continuing forward on that snap. You got to stall for just a second, and that didn't happen there. He might have had somebody else in moving close to that football as well. That'll back him up 5, which kind of changed the complexion now, Sovereign. Now we're backing up to about the 6-yard line.
Yes, now as a coach, you're going to have to come up with a strategic play, to be able to get into that red zone because you have 12 seconds left before the half. So you want to be able to get in there so you can have that breathing room coming out in the second half.
I would be kind of surprised if they might come up throwing here. I don't know how Carlsbad will adjust, but actually since they're backed out now, it's not as easy just to run it up. So, possibly they might do some rollout action here. Carlsbad still having trouble with their substitutions. They had guys running in and out and not knowing if they're supposed to stay in or not. They've had it happen about 3 times on this last series for the Eagles. Clock to 19. Get everybody set now. And finally we got the field clock moving as well. 14-13 is ticking now. Split formation backfield. And now Coach Stevens is he's talking to the referee, wanting to know why the clock's running down because that was a stoppage there. After the penalty, you should not have, on a false start, you should not have the clock start until the snap, and that time it ran down about 4 or 5 seconds. So that should back it maybe up to about 15, 16 seconds. There, you should add about 5 onto that. Yeah, there should not have been a movement of the clock there because it was a false start penalty on the Eagles. Officials are still talking about it, and this is not the type of game you want to screw up any calls on the field. Could cost you a playoff game as a referee next week, so you want to make sure everything is solid and not give anybody an advantage either way.
Yes, man. You want to make sure that, call the right plays out here and make sure you seeing things right, from every angle of the field. It's a lot going on right now, but hopefully we can get the game going and continuing.
Back at about the 5.5-yard line. They keep the timer at 11. After all that stoppage, we don't have any time out of the clock. Now the Whitecap. Coach Stevens is pointing at the scoreboard again, comes out on the field. He's about 20 feet out and saying, what the heck? We just stopped the game to get that corrected, and it still says 11. And now the Whitecap is finally on his microphone calling the press box, and they move it up to 19. So 8 seconds out of the clock. A lot of stoppage of time there not to get the things corrected, as we were just talking about. You got to clean things up here as we got a second and goal. Now the sideline judge on the far right runs onto the field and stops the game as Carlsbad calls a timeout. You can hear the Hobbs Eagle fans booing over here. Boy, we had a lot of delay in this late part of the second quarter.
And you know what? I seen the time change. I mean, I know he was 19 seconds, but then when they did the first play, I seen it go down to 12. So I don't know whether it's a timeout, the coaches, or something. I mean, it's a lot going on right now.
So Hobbs will get a little bit more time to talk about it. But, of course, Carlsbad calls the timeout, trying to second-guess what Hobbs is going to come out in on this next formation. I would expect to see quite a few receivers out there. If they're still going to run the football, you're still going to have to guard those guys on the outside and put some of your personnel out. And, of course, Medrano is going to have a short side to the left. He's going to have a lot more field to the right side. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a slot on the right side. You got 2 or 3 receivers on the right side. He might tuck it and go, and if they get stupid and chase him too quick, he might just loft that into the end zone in the right corner.
That's right, and we know that this area right here, being close to the red zone right here, that this is Medrano, strong suit. That once he gets the ball, he can tuck it in and go in.
Was it the last time against Carlsbad where he had those 2 dives to the left pylon? He got hurt on the first one, then he came back a few minutes later, did the same thing again.
Correct.
Yeah, put his body on the line there. Second down and goal from about the 5.5. Left hash for the Eagles, up 14-6. 19 seconds left in the second. Split formation backfield, receiver left and right. Shotgun, Medrano, he's going to sail it to the right corner of the end zone. I'm going to get the money on this one, but the ball is dropped. Kind of sailed out towards the right sideline of the end zone, right side. Just a little loft ball. I kind of expected Medrano to roll out over to that right side, but he stayed right in the pocket and still lofted it to that right corner. We weren't in Vegas, so I don't win any money on that one. I would have rather had the 6 points instead of the $6 on that play.
That's right there. But, hey, Ty, you being in this predicament, say if you was the quarterback, what would you do? And actually, not that of a quarterback, the coach, what would you do at this moment right here, it being third down?
I think Medrano is a definitely great scrambler, and he can play either way, pass or run with it, just get out to the outside. That was intended for French, by the way. It's a 3rd and goal now from the 6. Shotgun, they're going to do a little option reverse to the right side. Zubia throws it to the right side of the end zone, but it drops on the goal line. They weren't able to scoop it, and that will be incomplete. The official on the far right side was flat on his stomach to show that the ball hit the ground. He wanted to make sure there was no doubt about it. Ball just dropped short, and I believe out there was Justice French that tried to dive to come back to it, but it was thrown a little bit hard in front of him there, hit the field turf. Now a 4th down situation. I know pretty much a chip shot for Braddock Beatty, but you kind of want to know if maybe more points would be better at this point with some insurance at halftime. Only up by 8, but he's going to bring Braddock Beatty out. It'll be placed at the 12, so a 22-yard field goal from the left hash attempt. Good snap, kick is up, and boy, it's a roller, and it goes through. So the Eagles tack on 3 more points. There is some clock time left. 17-6, upping it to an 11-point lead over Carlsbad. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back with more Hobbs Eagle playoff action on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. go. 17-6, your Hobbs Eagles lead over Carlsbad in this quarterfinal action from Watson Stadium. Ty friend, Sovereign Anthony with you. Sovereign's 24th birthday, and you're here at a Hobbs Eagle football game.
Yes, man, at a football game, man, and we're seeing some great playoff games. So, man, I'm ready to see some great things and some more great things tonight. I'm already seeing some wars out here and some tension, and I'm ready to see it keep going, man, on a great birthday.
Hobbs will be kicking off. And we already mentioned that this was a 3rd PAT for Braddock Beatty, so he does have the career record with 101 PATs now to his name. Congrats to him as well. He'll keep this one on the ground, and the front lineman is diving on top of it. He started to run downfield backwards to help block, and he hit the side of his hand and hit the turf quickly about the 46-yard line, able to fall on top of it. Luckily for Ivan Solorzano, the linebacker, as he's able to tap that down. And decent field position here just across the 45. They only have 3 seconds. They're probably going to go with the Hail Mary and try to see if they can get some garbage scoring off this one.
And so, hey, what can you do at this play right here? It's 3 seconds left before the halftime. What do you do when you have 2 safeties, 3 safeties in the backfield waiting for you to be able to throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah, you just got to get to – I know your defense is going to be a back deep zone just to make sure nobody breaks through. And don't hit the quarterback, too, after he throws the football. They go at the draw play. It's fumbled in the backfield, picked up by Brock Wright, puts his head down battering ram style, gets out across the 50, and just runs it out to clock for 5 yards on the right side. That will end the first half of action. So your Hobbs Eagles, we're down early 6-0, but they've gone 17-0 since then to lead 17-6 at the half over Carlsbad. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle halftime show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Back here at Watson Stadium is your Hobbs Eagles leading 17-6 over Carlsbad here in the quarterfinals of the 6A playoffs. Ty Friend, Sovereign Anthony with you. And, of course, we'll talk about some of the scoring plays here in just a few minutes. We'd like to thank our sponsors of the playoffs here with the Hobbs Eagles, including R360, Lasco Construction, IPS, Lico, Outlaw Grill, Eunice Pump and Supply, DNC Electric, Burrito Beast, NMJC, Norley Hospital District, the Bel Air Bowl, Thriftway Grocery, NMR Pipeline, Elite Home Health, and Albertsons Market. Again, thanks for all our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle football in the playoffs, and hopefully we'll get them back next week for the semifinals at Cleveland. Well, going back to this game, Sovereign, 17-6 is the score, and of course the Eagles were down early 6-0. And having a little bit of issues moving the football, but they come back, take the lead. There was a missed PAT for Carlsbad. Eagles tack on a few more scores. They get a 4-yard run from Medrano. Mora caught a 40-yard pass, and then a 22-yard field goal for Beatty to get that 11-point lead, 17-6. Kind of would like to have seen a touchdown to finish it up, but they get the 3 extra points still for an 11-point cushion at the half.
Yes, man, and that's how you're supposed to do it. You want to be able to make something happen, and sometimes, unfortunately, you can't get into the red zone, but you still want to make something count so you can be able to keep moving forward and keep the scoreboard moving up, and that's what they did, before going into the, second half, and so that's what they did, and they came out and got that field goal, and that's what you're supposed to do.
A lot of excitement down on the field here at halftime. They're letting some students have a competition to kick field goals. $100 being paid out here. They're about a 40-yard field goal. I think somebody just booted there as the crowd erupting pretty heavily here at Watson Stadium. Let's look at the numbers first for Carlsbad. Munoz, the quarterback, still doing a good job on the ground. He started off with 3 double-digit runs in his first 4 carries. Now has 13 for 90, so he's kind of trailed off a little bit as the second quarter came around, but he did have longs of 26 and 17, but he is definitely just tucking and going, and he's kind of shirking some defenders, so not going down easy for Carlsbad.
Man, he's not, man. He's keeping the feet moving and stuff, and, he's a great player. Again, I know one player can't do it all by himself, You got to have a team to be able to help you even move forward as well, but he's still being able to do what he can do and still moving forward up the field, and so that's what I love about him.
Now, he doesn't lead the team in rushing on the season. That's going to be Brock Wright, and Brock Wright was at 1,067 yards, and of course Munoz behind him, he had 702 yards, but again, he is the leader with 90 at this point. Brock Wright second, 8 carries for 27 yards. His best was a 19-yarder for a touchdown, but he's had a couple of times where he's knocked down in the backfield twice in a row, in fact, -7 and -6, and the Eagles getting some good penetration, so they're keeping him at bay. In fact, the last time they played against Wright 2 weeks ago, the Eagles here at Watson Stadium kept him to the 4th worst rushing numbers of the season, so that tells you they're doing a good job of containing him.
They're doing an awesome job of containing them because, again, on the Hobbs Eagle side, on the defensive side, you got those 3 main ones in the front. You got Wheeler, Mackey, and you got Meredith. And so, man, they're making sure to attack him to make sure he don't go anywhere. And then plus, with all the help defense Hobbs been doing, you're right, man, they make sure to keep him contained.
All 21 carries for Carlsbad in the hands of Munoz with 13 and Wright with 8, 117 yards rushing in the first half. Passing department, they have been connecting, but not for big stuff. 7 of 9 in the first half. Hernandez had 3 catches for 29. It was Castaneda, who's usually their leading receiver, 3 catches for 13, and Lopez had 1 for 4. So that's basically just 3 receivers with catches in the first half. They were 7 of 9, once again, for 47 yards. So 164 total offense for Carlsbad in the first half. They've had a couple of penalties, total of 20 yards, punted once, and turnover on downs twice. But they did have some consistent drives in this game, first half, with 10 total first downs.
Yes, man, they've been moving up the field, though, and you got to give it to the quarterback. He's going to make sure he moves and try to make something work, and that's what you got to love about him. And again, hey, sometimes if you know the opposite team's going to know you're going to go to the run game a lot, man. Hopefully on the second half coming out, they'll throw a little bit and throw it to the game a little bit more.
In the running game for the Hobbs Eagles, Junior Medrano leads the squad, 7 carries for 50 yards. And again, he's looking for another 100-plus game to make it 8 on the season to move up on the chart all-time for the Eagles. So he's halfway there at this point. Seamus Wright, 8 carries for 29 yards. Hasn't scored yet. The rushing touchdown for the Eagles, by the way, was Medrano. He had 1 for 4 early in this ball game. So those two guys have combined for 79 yards rushing on 15 carries. 7 rushes for Medrano, 8 for Seamus Wright. And DeMarcus Hill has 2 carries for 5 yards. Eagles have rushed 17 times for 84 yards in the first half. And kind of a switch, they're going to the passing game a little bit in this game. 10 of 17 in the air, and they haven't got the real big long ball yet, except for that one to Mora, and Taylor got one too, but they're typical top-of-the-line receivers like Beatty, 2 catches for 18. He's over 1,000 yards for the season in receptions. Justice French had 3 catches for 27, including a 15-yarder for a touchdown. Adrian Mora had 3 for 53, including a 40-yarder. Seamus Wright caught one coming out of the backfield for 9, and then Taylor had 1 for 40 yards. So a couple of guys getting some long stuff, Mora and Taylor to name those 2. Hobbs again, 10 of 17 for 147 yards off the arm of Junior Medrano. Eagles with 231 yards of total offense compared to 164 for Carlsbad. Eagles have been hit 5 times with the handkerchiefs for 45 yards. They punted twice and turned over on downs once on that missed field goal. Eagles have had 6 first downs in the first half, 4 less than Carlsbad, but yet they have an 11-point lead.
Man, the offense has been doing great, and coming out in the second half, hopefully they get the ball rolling and grooving and moving, a little bit more and getting that scoreboard up on their count. But again, hey, I love this game that I'm seeing tonight because I'm seeing a lot of the passing game a little bit more, and then to be honest, a lot of the yards have been coming from the passing game, and even also the touchdowns a little bit. I know Medrano scored and everything, but hey, man, I see him throwing the ball a little bit more, and that's what you want to see out of him. Do not let people outlook on him to think that he can only run, but also give it to his receivers too. And his receivers been doing some great things when they catch the ball. And
both teams taking care of the football. We've not had a turnover in this game, although they had one snap to the running back that dropped actually a pitch coming to the running back that dropped on the turf, but Wright recovered it and kept going with his run anyway. So that was the only close one to having a turnover. Had a little bit of muffs here and there on the kick returns, things of that nature, but not on offensive plays. These teams both know they don't win tonight, they go home. Or stay home in the Hobbs case.
That's right. So, I mean, you want to be able to come out here with your heads on your shoulders coming out in the second half and be able to play ball. That's all I can really say is come out here, play ball, play game, be at war, but make sure to have your head on to know that we have to win this tonight, either both sides, whatever, and know that, hey, we got to take this all the way. And if you don't have that spirit and have that fire coming out here, man, somebody can be staying home and somebody can be going back home.
Score now 17-6 at halftime. Your Eagles by 11 over Carlsbad. We'll take another 3-minute break. Come back with halftime going into third on your Hobbs Eagle Network. Getting ready for second half action here at Watson Stadium. Ty friend, Sovereign Anthony, Mr. Birthday Boy, here on the radio tonight and on the internet. Hobbs up 17-6, getting ready for the third quarter. We mentioned the blowout win so far, not a win yet, but getting close as up there in Rio Rancho, Cleveland up 36-0 going to third against Volcano Vista. We're going to try to track down the Las Cruces score as they are playing on their home turf, and that matchup will be going on tonight as well. They're taking on number 8 Los Lunas. Only game scheduled for tomorrow out of the 6A will be Centennial hosting La Cueva there at the Field of Dreams. That's why they're playing Saturday, because their arch rival Las Cruces High is on that field tonight. And, of course, the other game, the fourth one, the Hobbs Eagles and the Carlsbad Cavemen with an 11-point lead. Also should mention another playoff game going on for Lee County teams. The Tatum Coyotes are on the road tonight, quarterfinals, and it's a close one, too, down 16-14. That is a halftime score, the last one that we had a few minutes ago. So Melrose leading by 2 at the half in that one. 2 more games tomorrow for Lee County teams in the playoffs. Eunice Cardinals will be at home, and the Lovington Wildcats at home too. So 4 out of the 5 Lee County teams still left in the playoffs, Sauron. That's a pretty good deal.
Man, it is. And so, man, hopefully, man, we can all get these Lee County teams to the championship, man, and bring something home. And that's what you want to see, and that's what you will love.
As we get ready for the kickoff, it'll be Beatty to kick off to Carlsbad with an 11-point lead. And here it comes from the 40-yard line. Nice spiral action, takes a bounce at the 25, brought up the far right sideline, tiptoe out of bounds at the 32. A 7-yard return on that one. And boy, he got out of there so quick, couldn't even get a chance to get a number on him. He got into the big cloud over there of Carlsbad white jerseys on that far right sideline. So they'll get a start from about the 31-yard line for the Cavemen. They trail by 11. They did get their first score on their second drive and made it 6-0, but got the PAT block by Amron Wheeler.
Yes, man, and so hopefully, man, we're going to see how this second half goes and see what both teams can do. I know the offense, I know Coach probably talked to him, is like, hey, we got to get this stuff together, but I know that the defensive coach on Hobbs told them, and so I bet they're getting their stuff together too, so let's see how it goes.
Cavemen 117 in the run game, 47 in the pass game in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 31, shotgun, Munoz. Going to hand it off up the middle, stutter step for Wright. He gets spun around across the 35 and goes down. Gets about 6 or 7 on that one. Try to backpedal his way for a few more. Looks like they will give him 6. And Wright with only 29, or make that 33 yards in the first, 27 in the first half, 33 now on 9 carries. 2nd down and 4 now from the 37. Twins left, receiver right, shotgun Munoz, fakes the handoff to Wright. 2-step drop, rolling left, tucks it goes, 35, 40, gets shoved in the back and still stumbles ahead close to the 45-yard line. Talk about second and third effort there from Munoz. He was getting pinballed around, still staying to his feet, and picks up 7 for the first down.
Man, he's going to make sure to fight for extra yards. And as a defense, that's why you want to wrap up. You know, you don't want to give that quarterback a swing around where his feet is still moving. He's still moving up the field, you know. So you're going to be able to make sure that you get that stopping and stop him there.
11 first downs for the Cavemen. 1st and 10 now from their 44-yard line. Shotgun Munoz. Give it off to Wright. Puts on the brakes and takes it up ahead to the 50 and takes on a few more defenders. Gets about 8. Just a power run going left to right that time across the midfield stripe. I think they're going to give him 9 actually for Wright. And that will be his second carry of the second half. 15 yards in the second half, 42 overall. He's got 10 carries at this point. It was a 9-yard pickup, 2nd down and 1 from the Eagles' 47. It's just starting here in the third quarter. Hobbs up 17-6. Twins right, receiver left. Munoz back with Wright in the backfield. Taking his time as he looks to the sideline to see if there's going to be a change of play here by Coach Sanders. One of his receivers kind of ducked down for a minute. He got him back up. Hand off to Wright. He gets across the 45 and continues, gets somersaulted over the 40 for the first down. And that's going to be 8 more for Wright. But he gets that quick speed off that line, and it takes a second for a guy to get a hand on it.
Yes, man. You want to make sure to close that gap and be able to pull up and stop it right there because, again, it seems like Carlsbad always come out the the locker room and move up the field, you know, so you don't want to give him that momentum right there. As a defense, you want to make some stops.
Wright is 11 for 50 on the ground game so far. That is the 12th first down from the Eagle 39. Give it right back to right, puts on the brakes of the line, cuts out to the left, puts his head down, tries to take on an Eagle one-on-one, but then gets a whole host of black and gold jerseys and knock him back. Looks like he should lose about one on that play. He was met first for the Eagles by Joseph Reza, the linebacker. Got a lot of other people piling on too. Uzziah Rios, the DB for the Eagles, was out there as well. And they're going to say he lost 2 on that one.
But you got to give it to the coach for giving the safety a signal to be able to go in, because it's like the defensive coach knew that, hey, they're going to give it to the running back again, and so that's how you had Mora come up and make the play. So, man, you got to have a great eye for it.
2nd down and 12 now from the Eagle 41 on the left hash. Hobbs up by 11. Trips right, receiver left. Munoz in shotgun with right on his left shoulder. Gives it to him. Kind of stutter steps, cuts up middle of the field, and continues to backpedal across the 35. He won't go down easy. Mora's the guy that wraps him up. We heard his name quite a bit already. That's a 6-yard pickup for Wright. Already 5 carries in the second half and has a total of 54 yards. Brings up a 3rd down and 5 for the Cavemen at the Eagle 34-yard line. In the middle of the field. Eagles won the first game of this series 2 weeks ago, of course, by 18 points. 31-13. They'll send 2 receivers right, 2 to the left side. Munoz and Wright in the backfield waiting for the shotgun. Continues to look at the sideline. No change in the play call here. Gets a good snap, gives it up the middle, and Wright's hit hard in the backfield. Dropped to the turf flat on his back. And that looked like, now that was Mackey that got in there first. And remember, he has 10 sacks on the season, breaking a single season record. That wasn't a sack that time, but put a wallop on that running back.
Yes, man. Hey, I mean, that's what happens. And he got in there and he made sure to make a play. And then as Carlsbad, you don't want to keep giving it to the same guy. You want to make sure to switch it up a little bit. And man, here we go.
They give him 4 progress of 2, 4th down and 8 now. And boy, the Eagles left side of the D-line jumping across the line of scrimmage, not watching football. That won't be enough for the first down after the penalty if they did jump first. That'll make it a little easier for Carlsbad. So 5 yards to mark it up. And that'll put it down at the 32. They got to get to the 29, a 3-yard differential there. 5-yard penalty against the Eagles, offsides. That's their 6th penalty of the ball game. Brings up a 4th down and 2 from the 32. 50 yards in penalties on 6 flags so far for the Eagles. They're taking some time in the huddle. Clock's running with 7:09 left, 3rd quarter. Hobbs up 17-6. The field clock down to 4 seconds. I don't know if they're going to get the shotgun off. Trips left. No, 1 receiver to the right side, and they're going to have to call the timeout. The receiver in front of the Carlsbad bench on the far right, he's the guy that had to yell the official for the timeout because it was down to 1 second, and that would have been given back 5 yards the other way that they just got from the Eagles for jumping off.
Yes, they would have been moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and so, hey, man, they're trying to figure out something, and the defense got to be able to make a stop right here because, hey, you kind of close to the first down, and we know that the quarterback is known for being able to move around and be able to make a first down, and also the running back too as well. So defense going to have to really have their head on and come in and make a play so they can be able to have the offense come back and get up the field.
We'll take a quick 30-second break. Eagles up 17-6. Stay with us on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Play. You did say 30, right?
Yes, please.
15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
4th down and 2 for the Cavemen at the Eagle 32-yard line. Eagles up 17-6 after the timeout. Running underneath the center is Munoz. Triple I formation. Gives it to the tailback, the 3rd guy in the lineup. He gets the handoff up the middle. Might have got a yard on a forward progress, but the Eagles meet him quickly and bring him down to the turf. Maybe 1 yard, but that's all she wrote for Carlsbad. Great stop for the Eagles. First guy in there was Samuel Zabardi, the linebacker for the Eagles.
Man, way to make a stop. Way to make a stop right there, and that's what you want to do. And so it's time for the offense to come out here and bring that second half fire and move up the field and get to the red zone.
They have it at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Could get you an update here on the Las Cruces-Los Lunas game, another quarterfinal matchup here in just a minute. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 32. Shotgun on a split formation. Medrano, Twins right receiver left. Fakes the handoff. Option right. The pitch on the right side. Spinning is right, but he's dropped behind the 30-yard line. Going to lose a couple of yards on that play. Great read for Carlsbad by Colton McKibben, that Division I prospect linebacker for the Cavemen. Right, takes a -2 on that one. Not much he could do on that. That's his 9th carry for 27 yards for the ball game. Eagles back up to the line of scrimmage. Las Cruces leads Los Lunas 28-14 in the 3rd. That's in Las Cruces. Fake the hand up. Medrano heading up the middle. Gets back to the 30. They're back to where they were just a second ago. Forward progress going to get him 1 yard, though. He likes to take guys on helmet to helmet straight forward. That's his 8th carry for 51 yards. So we mentioned earlier it was Cleveland 36-0 at the half over Volcano Vista. And, of course, Las Cruces doubling up Los Lunas 28-14 in the 3rd. Las Cruces was up 21-7 at the first quarter and 21-14 at the half. 3rd down and 11 now from the 31. Eagle football with 5:41 left, 3rd quarter, up by 17-6. Twins left and right. Medrano with the shotgun. 2-step drop on the right hash. He's going to fire a fade route near right sideline, but overthrows his receiver, Justice French, in a full sprint. Ball drops at the 30, about 7 yards ahead of him. If he would have caught that in stride, bye-bye, into the end zone, Mr. French. But unfortunately, a little bit too hard of a throw by Medrano.
And it seems like we got a flag out there, man. You believe holding on the corner?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see if there was any grab on that situation, but we'll come back. And Whitecap is back in the backfield right now. That kind of signals a hold possibly. Or the umpire, well, no, maybe not. Pass interference. Oh, no, they're going to say the ball was in the air. You might have been right, but the ball's in the air when you reach out on somebody. That is a PI, so 15. Good call there, Sovereign. 15-yard penalty on Carlsbad. That'll be their 3rd for 35 yards. Now, if you just reach out and grab and the ball's still in the quarterback's hand, then you just got to hold or legal use of the hands. That will be a 1st down for the Eagles. They're 7. Medrano back to pass. He's going to throw again. Fade again to the near sideline and overthrows Beatty this time, about 7 yards ahead of him at the 15 on the Hobbs Eagles sideline right in front of the press box. Well, those cornerbacks better have a notice that Medrano's going to keep chucking it downfield. Incomplete, though, on that one.
Because, I mean, the receivers are getting wide open. You know, the ball just being thrown just a little ahead of them. But, I mean, I believe he can get it right. And if he does get it right, I mean, hey, man, those post routes and those 9 routes, man, will be open.
Eagles are 10 of 18 in the passing game right now. All their yardage, 147 in the first half on the passing department. 2nd down and 10 from the 46. Man in motion is Beatty on the left side. Back to pass again, Medrano. Another fade route near sideline and overthrows Fritz in the 20. Boy, going to the well 3 times in a row. I guess they just think they got the speed past those cornerbacks.
Man, now I'm telling you, and you know, just a little bit of speed on the receiver. I believe they can catch those balls, you know, because Medrano's throwing a great spiral towards them. I mean, it's a little ahead of them, but hey, I believe you can get him, man. He got fast receivers out there.
Doing a lot of one-on-one coverage going on here for Carlsbad, but a 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles at the 46. Still on their side of the 50-yard line here. 5:21 clock stop due to the incomplete pass and a 17-6 lead. Eagles will send 3 receivers on the short right, 1 receiver left. Shotgun Medrano, 2-step drop back of the 40. Throws a little quick out to the 50-yard line. Catch is made for a 4-yard pickup. And that's brought down by Zubia. But he was brought down quickly. Nice wrap-up by Robert Castaneda. He's also a receiver on offense. 4-yard pickup for Zubia. His first catch of the ball game. Eagles now 11 of 20 in the passing department. 4th down and 4 for the Eagles at the 49 of Carlsbad. Hobbs' offense now looking to the sideline. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Medrano back in shotgun. Twins left and right. He can punt, though, too, so he's kind of moving back and forth now, making a decision here. Now backing up to the punt formation. Takes a low snap off the ground and gets rid of it on the 45. It's going to sail towards the goal line. Takes a bounce to the 5 first. Eagles are going to try to save it before it gets to the end zone, and they have tagged it down at the goal. No, they're going to call that a back. They're going to call that a touchback. Official looked like he was kneeling down to point to the ground here at the goal line, but instead he's going to say either a foot touched the line when they contacted the ball or something. Talk about coverage. It looks like one of the Eagles got hobbled up as he tried to cover that one. Who's that coming off the field? Is that Beatty? No, was that 7? I mean, have to see him turn around a minute. Let me see. One of the guys trying to cover for the Eagles looked like he got his ankle bobbled up there. I think that's Braddock Beatty, and that's not a guy you want to see have that problem being a receiver and also a kicker for your squad. He's coming off the sideline. Nobody's attending to him right now. Might have just turned the ankle. But a punt for the Eagles. That is their third or second of the ball game. They've had 2 turnovers on downs as well. Automatic touchback to the 20. 1st and 10 for Carlsbad. Go with the handoff and getting spun around in the backfield. Taking him with 2 hands and throwing him to the turf for the Eagles. Big man, of course, Mike Meredith.
Man, that's a big guy you want to watch out for when he get in there, you know. If he gets you, man, you're going back for sure. So, man, he's been getting in there all season long, and great play by Meredith.
Boy, they called a quick whistle on that one, though. Only a 2-yard loss. It looked like he threw him for a lot more than that. So -2 on that one. 2nd and 12 now from the 18 of the Cavemen. 3:50 left, third quarter. They trail by 11 to the Eagles. By the way, Carlsbad has the lead in the series. They've won 43 times. Hobbs has won 28 and 2 ties. Back to pass. Munoz, 3-step drop, wants to throw down the middle. Seabrow caught at the 40, 45, heading to the far sideline. Castaneda 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and tiptoes out of bounds at the 30. Big play there from the 20 down to the 30. 50-yard play for Castaneda on the catch and run.
And that's what you want to watch out for as a defense. You don't want to get used to the running Carlsbad has been doing, but you want to make sure to be able to get there.
We're going to give him actually 51 yards down to the 29 of the Eagles on the right hash. Looked like a little bit more of a post route than a seam that time. Got up in the middle of the field and took care of business. That will be the 8th reception for Cavemen, their 13th first down. 1st and 10 from the 29. Shotgun Munoz, 2-step drop. Tucks and goes. Quarterback keeper, 25. And gets pulled by the legs, gets away from one defender and falls forward down to the 23. Got to bring him down quicker than that. Be about a 7-yarder on that one. And there's a flat guy on his back for the Eagles, the guy that finally brought down the ball carrier that time. They haven't marked yet where that's going to be. Official timeout called on the injury, and they're going to give him 5. So Munoz picks up 5. That's his 15th carry of the game. He's over 100 now at 112 off 15 carries. It is a Hobbs Eagle defender on his back, and we'll take a quick break. 3:17 remaining, third quarter. Hobbs 17, Carlsbad 6, but they're knocking at the door. Come back with us on 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Go.
Injured player being removed from the field. We'll try to get a name on that here in just a minute. 2nd down and 5 for the Carlsbad Cavemen at the Eagle 23-yard line. Hobbs up 17-6 here in the 3rd quarter with 3:17 remaining. Quarterfinal action. Winner going to probably play Cleveland on next Saturday. And we'll have to wait and see if that does transpire. 36-0 lead at halftime for them over Volcano Vista. Shotgun to Munoz back at the 30. Tucks it, goes up the right hash. 20, 15, 10, 5. Barrels in the end zone, running over one more defender for the score. And that's going to end up being a 24-yard run for Munoz. And the touchdown that will be his first rushing touchdown of the ball game.
Yes, you want to make sure to have your head in the game. You don't want to give this team leverage, especially as a winning team and as a defensive team. You want to be able to stop them at every play because giving a team too much leverage, man, hey, you don't know what can happen.
126 yards rushing, his first rushing TD of the contest. Remember, he is the 2nd leading rusher on this team by about 300 yards heading into the game. Usually it's Brock Wright. Getting ready for the PAT. Lennon Ananis was blocked earlier by the Eagles. This one's going to go through the upright. 3:08 left here in the 3rd. Getting extra close now. Hobbs still up 17-13 over Carlsbad. Stay with us back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Go.
17-13, Hobbs up by 4 after a 24-yard run for Munoz for the Cavemen, the quarterback scoring, and the PAT. 3:08 left, 3rd quarter. Ty Friend, Sovereign Anthony with you. 28-21 score in Las Cruces. Las Cruces High leading Los Lunas. Number 1 team in the lead there, so no surprise, but kind of a close game there for the number 8 team, Los Lunas, on the road tonight.
Right, man, that's a close game over there.
Hobbs and Carlsbad going at it here, of course, and then tomorrow Centennial has their home game for the playoffs. Team the Eagles beat earlier, Centennial, of course. As we get ready for the kickoff. And Enns is going to kick it and keep it down low. Hobbs diving for it inside the 50. And that's going to be in Carlsbad territory at the 49, 48-yard line. Nice job for coverage there. As able to get the great hands on it. Robert Garcia for Hobbs as he sprints off the field. And you got to have those sure hand guys up front there on those onside kicks. Did you ever get a chance to play that position up front?
Man, you know what?
Kick returns?
No, and they never put me up there, man. I don't know. I think I was too nervous to be able to play that. But, they never put me up there. But, again, hey, I believe at this time around, as Carlsbad, they should have kicked it a little longer, man, just give Hobbs an advantage. And Hobbs going to move up the field, so Hobbs got to take care of this advantage and move up the field and get to the red zone.
Well, they got a 4-point advantage right now, but I don't know if that's going to hold. They definitely got to try to get some more scoring opportunities. 1st and 10 for the 48 of the Cavemen. Twins right, receiver left, shotgun on the split formation to Medrano. He's going to roll right, wants to throw, decides to run, tucks to the 45 near side, 40, 35, 30, cuts up the middle, 25, 20, down to the 15, dragging people 10 and the 5-yard line. Unbelievable running for him, 48 to the 5, 43 yards, and that's exactly what you said. Field position really going to cost Carlsbad on that one.
Yes. And, I mean, it almost looked like a touchdown. I mean, the cannon went off, so I can see why he believed it was a touchdown, but he was almost there. But, hey, Medrano now to be able to get the ball to move up the field.
5-yard line is where the Eagles are, middle of the field now. Split formation backfield, Twins right, receiver left. Shotgun, Medrano going to fire with a comeback right on the right side of the line. Caught by French. He tries to dive ahead and gets a couple on that one for 3. Little shimmy look there as he tried to go through 2 defenders, and they got him from the waist.
Yes, and you know what, man? For him being able to catch that ball through another receiver being right there in front of him, man, that was a great catch by French.
4 catches for 29 for French. That's the 12th completion for the Eagles on 16 attempts. At the 2-yard line. Make it to 3. 2nd down and goal. Medrano with a one man to his right, or make it split. Hand off to the right side to the 5. Then they throw it the last minute. It's deflected into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Looked like it might have hit a Carlsbad defender that time. I'll make sure who that is. I think it was our 2 running backs in the play that time. Is that Seamus? God, they keep turning the lights off here. Ridiculous. I wish they'd stop that. Seamus Wright caught it. I think that might have been Hill that threw the football that time. So a 3-yard pass in the end zone. Might have been deflected, too. It looked like it kind of bounced a little bit. But the Hobbs Eagles return quickly after a questionable onside kick. Gives Eagles the ball in Carlsbad territory.
Man, great catch by Seamus, to be able to get in that end zone, make a touchdown, get a little bit more breathing room, and hey.
And the kick is blocked. So both teams had a PAT block to this game, unfortunately for the Eagles, but they still have a double-digit lead, which is very important, 23-13 here at Watson Stadium. Tight ball game here in the second half here for the quarterfinals of the 6A. Take a quick 30-second break. Back with more action on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio, Cool 95.7. Short kick for the Eagles, and Carlsbad gets it at the 41 now, as they're going to have some good field position. Not as good as the Eagles on the last drive after a kick into the 48-yard line return for the Eagles. They lead 23-13 thanks to a little trickery on a pitch out to the Hobbs Eagle running back right, or actually a Hill that passed to right in the end zone after deflection. Hobbs up by 10. First down and 10 for the Carlsbad Cavemen, though. They've got at their own 41. With 2:16 left, third quarter. Twins left and one right. Shotgun to Munoz. He's going to fake the handoff, taking himself to the right side. Hits the line of scrimmage and gets plowed back by the Eagles front. Might have got forward progress, but it doesn't look like the official on the far side gave him much on that one. First guy to deliver the blow was Adrian Mora, and a whole host of other people in there. Getting some help from Amron Wheeler, the defensive end. No gain on the play for Munoz.
Yes, man, you definitely don't want to have Carlsbad build that fire up inside of them to come back out here and try to get back into the red zone. So as a defense, you want to be able to make every play count, but also make a stop on every play.
126 yards rushing for Munoz and a touchdown. He had the last score. Second down and 10 from the 41. Shotgun. Munoz back to pass. Two-step drop. Curl route. Caught at the 47. Receiver's knee went down, so they blew the whistle quickly. 5-yard pickup, and the catch made. Good hands on that one by R.J. Hernandez for 5 yards. His fourth catch for 34 in the ball game, and that will be the 9th reception out of 11 attempts for the Cavemen. Third down and 5 from their own 46. 1:10 and counting here in the third. Still a quarter to go here at Watson Stadium. Carlsbad will send 3 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Back to shotgun is Madrano. Two-step trucks, Madrano Munoz, too many M's. Gets his pass deflected at the line. Amron Wheeler jumped up on that left defensive end and slapped it down. Hobbs had 3 of those against Carlsbad in the last game 2 weeks ago. Incomplete.
Yes, man. Wheeler is known for putting his hands up because, hey, he's not a short dude, man. He's a pretty tall dude out there. And so when he goes in, if he can't get to you and you ended up throwing him, hey, man, he's going to make sure to put his long arms up.
Yeah, 6'3", 215. Also plays basketball. Got some good ups there in that sport as well. So definitely does a good job of swatting that one down. First block of a pass deflection in the ball game. 4th down and 5 now from the 46. Carlsbad trying to get the Eagles to jump. I don't know if they're going to continue with the play or not here. Now back in punt formation is Munoz. Boots it from the 41 and keeps it high, but it's going to take a wobble and a fair catch called at the 27. Good job of holding on to it there for Mora. Mora's got those shirt sleeves all rolled up underneath his pad there on the shoulder pads, trying to keep it away from deflecting with the ball or something there. 48 seconds left, and I think the Eagles got a little momentum here as they stop Carlsbad on a punt.
Yes, you want to keep that momentum going, because sometimes the momentum can slip and you can kind of get down a little bit. But hopefully they come out here and keep it going so the score can keep going up. And, hey, they will have a lot of breathing room.
Hobbs Eagle football, and we're trying to get an updated score on the loss, or make it the Cleveland game. Some discrepancies there. We'll have to double check on that. We had the score of 36-0. We're following Max Preps on that one, but we've been told that there might have been some messing around with the score on that. We'll double check for you. 1st and 10 for the 28. Eagles bring a man in motion. Beatty left to right. Actually, that's Mora. Mora's going to come around the right end to the 30. Near sideline, 35, 40 in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. And he should have the first down, 12 yards for Mora. Boy, he's doing everything tonight.
Yes, man. I've been seeing him all around, man. Safety, return, punt return. Reverses. Catching long passes. He's doing a lot out here, and that's what you want to do as a skilled player.
I didn't even have him written down in my running back potentials in this game, so that was his first opportunity to run the football for 12 yards. The 9th first down for the Eagles at the 40. 26 seconds, probably the last play of the third quarter. Hobbs up by 10. Once again in motion, this time Beatty. Trips left, receiver right. Going to go with the handoff to the right side. His right is met in the backfield. No help on that one. He's going to go down to 35, and he'll lose 5 yards on the play. A little extracurricular after that. Some guys getting a little bit testy out there. Carlsbad man that makes the wrap-up for the Cavemen. That was Jake Norman. One of the Hobbs Eagle linemen didn't like the way it happened and was kind of getting upset about it. Boy, Seamus just throwing his gloves up in the air. A timeout was called. He wasn't happy. He got plowed under by 2 or 3 defenders that time. 5-yard loss for Wright. And the timeout on the field. We'll take a quick break. Your Eagles up by 10, 23-13 over Carlsbad. We'll get ready for the fourth quarter here at Watson Stadium. Quarterfinals on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Hobbs facing a second down at 15. Munoz to the quarterback keeper. He gets ahead for 8 yards, heads towards the Carlsbad sideline. And it'll be stopped to the 43. So Medrano picking up his third carry of the second half, has 52 yards just in the second half, 50 in the first half. He's over 100 again for the 8th time this season. Sovereign.
Yes, man. Medrano going to make sure to move the ball forward and make sure to get there. If he have to do it, he will do it.
3rd down and 8 now from the 42. Shotgun. Medrano going to roll left, has pressure, throws it on the run, on the out route, or actually it's a little flag right over the shoulder. Ball is caught, but they're going to say Beatty was out of bounds. Tried to toe tap it on the 35 there, way downfield in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench, left sideline. But they're going to say he was a little bit out. But, boy, what a great job of trying to get those feet, at least 1 foot down in high school.
Hey, man, he's a great catcher. Like I said, that is his strong suit right there, man. If it's not a 7 and out or a post, hey, man, he's going to make sure to catch those balls.
4th down and 8. Eagles face with a 40 at the 43-yard line. It's kind of a risky one to try it, go for it on this one. Hobbs looking to the sideline for the call. Wouldn't be surprised they try to get a hard snap count to get an offside, but the field clock down to 8 seconds. Going to have to do something with it. Down to 4. Back to shotgun. Medrano is going to punt. Almost blocked from the 40. He'll get rid of it. Caught at the 24. Carlsbad. Good head fake, but he's brought down quickly. Not going to get full. And we look like we might have a late flag on this play. It might be a hold back there. A great job of a nice ankle sweep for the Hobbs Eagles, even though there's a head fake on him. Sam Zabardi, the linebacker, was the man. Actually, correction, that was Justice French. French is the man that did a good job of wrapping up on that one from the ankle backside. I wouldn't be surprised there was a hold Yep, or legal use of the hands going to go against Carlsbad. And that should be the full 10 yards on that one because they're past the 20, so they can get the whole yardage. That's the 4th penalty for the Cavemen in this one for 45 yards.
And he pulled him down pretty good, and so, hey, Carlsbad is getting the advantage to be able to come out here time after time, so they got to be able to take, advantage of the opportunity. But other than that, man, if they don't, man, the defense got to come out here and make a great stop.
That'll back them up quite a bit to the 12-yard line, make it the 13 on a 1st down and 10. 11-12 left in the 4th. Hobbs up by 10. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Back to pass, 3-step drop for Medrano. Going to fire it, make it Munoz down the middle of the field. C-Brown caught the 40, but dropped in the last second. It was juggled. It looked like he had it easily on the run there at the 40-yard line. And for some reason, as he got into stride, he did not have complete control of the football. That was an unbelievable drop. He would have been gone. He caught it would have caught it near the 40, and he would have been gone.
Wow.
I was trying to see if that was Castaneda, but I think it's number 8, not number 6. That's Braden Flores. Castaneda's number 6. Incomplete regardless, and boy, they were tasting 6 on that one. That would have made it even a closer ball game, down to a field goal situation.
Yeah, you don't want to let things like that get behind you, man, and I know how he feels, man.
Apologize for switching between Munoz and Medrano. Got to get rid of those M's. Shotgun to Munoz. Throws the screen to the right side. Caught at the 15, 20. Down to the 25 on the snag by Jaden Harper. And Harper's going to get the 1st down. He'll get 12. Harper's first catch of the ball game. That's the 10th reception for Carlsbad. Finally brought down is from the cornerback for the Hobbs Eagles, Leo Jaquez. 13 1st downs for the Cavemen. They'll be at their own 20-yard line. Twins right, or left and right. And keeping it himself outside is Munoz. Puts his head down and gets upended at the 32. As he was taken out for the Eagles by Javen Hernandez, the safety. How much do they give him on that one? Looks like 4 for the quarterback. He's got 40 yards in the second half on 5 carries, 8 a pop, 2nd down and 3. Actually give him 6 on that one. Shotgun to Munoz, 2-step drop. He'll throw the high out route, deflection off the receiver and almost intercepted. Hit the hands of the Eagle defender on that far sideline of the 40 in front of the Carlsbad bench. So both guys get a piece of it. Robert Garcia was the man out there at the cornerback, and he's trying to get his head turned around, and all of a sudden there's a football right there. Flipped his hand out, unfortunately, a little bit too hard, and it knocked it off.
Yes, and that right there can be scary, man, because them tips is like fly birds in the air where you're able to catch it. And so, hey, you want to be able to be strategic at this moment in time, especially it being the 4th quarter.
3rd down and 3 from the 33 for Carlsbad. Split formation backfield, receiver left and right, slot right. Fake the handoff, throw the quick out behind the receiver on the 35. It was a short little route. And it comes off the hands of the receiver. That was intended for Eloy Lopez. Incomplete.
Wow.
I don't even know for sure if he got his head turned around completely on the swivel that time, but then his neck jerked. That ball was already in his hands, and he couldn't get back to make the catch.
And usually a lot of times it's either that receiver is running a route slow or that defensive end are going in and putting pressure on the quarterback where he has to throw it fast.
4th down and 3 now for the 32. Big play here with 10:05 remaining. Eagles up by 10. They'll print 5 in the box and back 2 off. Ready for shotgun is Munoz. He's going to back up to the punt situation now. And now they're going to have to call timeout. Wait to see who called the timeout here. Looking towards the Carlsbad sideline. Coach Sanders stepped out on the field. Maybe they got a penalty instead. Yep, delay of game going against Carlsbad, a 5-yarder. Probably won't hurt the punt very much, but it'll definitely make sure it's going to be a punt here with now a 4th down and 8. That's going to be the 5th penalty of the ball game for 50 yards, half a field for Carlsbad. And that's going to put their punter back around the 10-yard line. 10:05 left, 4th quarter. Hobbs up 23-13. The kick will be from the 15. And it's a low one. It's a driller. It's going to hit at the 40. Scooped up by the Eagles. Morris trying to go through 2 defenders and thrown down hard by Lennon Eknanans. Also got some help there from his teammate. And that was Connor Roberson, but boy, really slaughtered Moore on that. Really didn't have a chance to get his head up to see it was coming.
And you know what, man, to be honest, I'm surprised he even got it. You know, the defender was already there on him, and he still was able to catch the punt and still try to get through.
But Moore puts his body on the line more times than not. He doesn't care. He'll take a hit. He's still going to have hands on the football.
That's right.
First down and 10 for the Eagles at the 40. I definitely think you need some insurance points on this drive.
You do. You most definitely do. And you want to make sure to move forward and keep moving up because, I mean, you still have 9 minutes in the quarter, and you don't want to let the team get leverage.
Back to shotgun is Munoz. Medrano, Handoff up the middle. Going through the 50, 45, 40. Down to the 35-yard line will be a first down pickup for the Eagles. The 25-yarder. And that was DeMarcus Hill gets 25 on that one, so he pumps up his numbers. That's his biggest in the ball game. 3 carries for 30 yards. Moves the chains for the Eagles. That's their 10th first down. Hobbs getting fired up now. Definitely want to put some points on the board into Carlsbad territory.
And that's what you gotta love about DeMarcus, man. DeMarcus is not more of a strategic running back, but he also is a head-on running back. So once he get the ball, man, he don't do too much cutting. He just goes straight forward, and that straightforward got him the yardage.
First and 10 from the 35. Direct snap over to Medrano and heads out far left to the Eagles sideline. And a helmet comes off too. That means Medrano's gonna have to sit out a play, unless somebody pulled it off his head. If it just comes off voluntarily by a rip by the other team, then they give you a break, but it looks like it just popped off. So he gets 2 yards, but have to sit out a play. That means McCool probably have to step in for a play here. Medrano with 104 yards rushing in this game on 11 carries. McCool is at quarterback, second down and 8 now from the 32. Gets the snap. He's going to roll right, tucks. He wants to run, cuts it up to the right hash, right side, and goes down near the line of scrimmage. I think he lost maybe half a yard. Kind of a slow start on that as didn't quite get the blockers quick enough ahead of him around the right end. And I guess they're going to get him a -1 on that one. Having to step in for a play there after the helmet came off of Medrano, the starter. Looks like he'll be back in the game now with a 3rd down and 9 from the Carlsbad 34. Clock to 8:02 remaining in the 4th. The Eagles by 10. Twins left and right. Shotgun Medrano back to pass. 3-step drop. Pump fake. Throws the post route, but way behind. Trying to get up high for Justice French. Kind of got banged into by the cornerback from behind. They're going to say incidental contact as he was going toe-to-toe on that route with Isaiah Duchesne, the defensive back. Incomplete.
Man, so it's a lot of punting going on, man. Both teams are making a stop. I only seen one score, and nobody have scored yet since the first score. So I'm trying to see some things move forward and go on and have some football going.
Munoz scored a first in the 3rd quarter and then returned by right, uphill pass to right for a 3-yarder in the end zone. There have been scores both in the 3rd quarter, but she said nothing here in the 4th with 7:54 remaining. Another timeout. Both teams are burning quite a few of them. Little strategy session going on in those huddles. Big stuff on the line. Winner will play in the semifinals next week. Loser will not be going anywhere. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Come back with more Hobbs Eagle football on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Tight one here at Watson Stadium. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 23-13 over Carlsbad. Second time these teams have met this season. Of course, once in district, where the Eagles got the last win of the district schedule and propelled themselves to 3rd seed in the tournament. So exciting stuff for Hobbs. Last semifinal game they've been in, 1981. Shotgun back to Medrano. 4th and 9. He'll tuck and head to the right hash and then goes down, trip from behind. He'll get 3 on a 4th and 9, but not enough. That'll be a turnover on downs to Carlsbad.
And you know, Ty, what would you have done in that middle at this time and at that play right there? Would you have punted or went for it the way Coach did?
I don't know. Might go for it because you have a 10-point lead. Want to run some clock there, but at the same time, I don't know. That's kind of tough to put your quarterback in that position to take on that many defenders. But you got to try something. You can't just kneel the ball down. Too much time left in the contest for this Carlsbad team. So they'll take over on downs. Third time that's happened with the Eagles, and 2 punts on top of that. 1st and 10 from the 33 for the Cavemen. Munoz in shotgun, Twins right, receiver left. Stays in the pocket, then tucks it, goes, angling left to the 35, gets flopped down to the ground. Boy, talk about a great read, a wrap up around the waist, and a slap down. That was a Gavin McPherson linebacker for the Eagles, but a couple yards on the play, 3-yard pickup for Munoz.
And you got to give it up for Gavin, man. He don't mind getting in there and making a play and getting there to pop something, you know? And that's what you love about Gavin.
Yeah, if quarterback's going to run the football, you got to make him pay for it once in a while. It's going to be a 2nd down and 7 now from the 36. Trips right, receiver left, shotgun. Fake the handoff, go with a quick shot down the seam route to the 50, and the connection is made. 15-yard pickup. As pulling it down was Hernandez. That's his 4th catch of the ball game for 49 yards. On the completion of 1st down, they're 14th of the contest. Close to that 50-yard mark at the 49, still in Carlsbad territory. Clock is not their ally right now with 7 minutes and ticking. They trail Hobbs 23-13. Shotgun, Munoz. 3-step drop. He's going to roll right. He wants to throw. Continues to shuffle to the right, then tucks it goes. 45. Tries to get back and fumbles the football, picked up at the 50. And they called him dead with the knee because that was a good stop, but the ref wouldn't have stopped it. It was scooped up and advanced up the near sideline by Eben Leos. He would have been untouched for a score, but they said the quarterback's knee went down to the 49, saving the Eagles.
Yes, man. They're getting a lot of favor on their hand, you know, and a favor on their side. So please, man, make sure to be able to settle down, break down, and make sure to get some stops because the time is running, and the Carlsbad is making sure to get to that red zone.
2nd down and 10 from the 49. Shotgun Munoz. 3-step drop, 4-step drop. He dumps into the line of scrimmage, caught by right up the middle. 45. Keeps dragging people with him and goes down to 44. 7-yard pickup. Mike Merritt, the guy that threw him down. So that will be a 7-yarder for Wright. In fact, his 1st catch of the ball game. 12 completions now for Carlsbad. 3rd down and 3 from the Eagle 44. Twins right, receiver left, shotgun Munoz on the split, fakes a handout, cuts up the left hash, 40, 35, runs over defender 30 and somersaults his way to an extra couple of yards. It's going to be 15 for Munoz, make it 16 to move the chains.
Man, he's going to make sure to run up there and make sure to put his helmet down and make sure to truck. And again, at this time, it's like, who really want to go to the semifinals? Who really want to win this game? And who really want to move on forward?
Carlsbad's 15th 1st down. 1st and 10 at the Eagles, 27. Fake the handoff, throw the quick screen to the left side. 25, 20, 15, 10. 1 to beat, 5, and touchdown. The Cavemen has scored again. Little screen pass. That'll be for 28. And the score. Castaneda, the wide receiver, caught the screen in the far left and scores the touchdown. He had a 51-yarder earlier. This one for a score, though, his 1st pass reception for a touchdown. Score now is 23-19, very critical extra point for Carlsbad with 5:21 remaining. They had 1 blocked in the 1st half, so did the Eagles in the 2nd. Good snap, kick is up. It's deflected again. Who got a piece of it? It was a low snap, and somebody got a big hand on that one. Was that actually, that might have been Beatty. No, I think it was Adrian Mora. Adrian Mora got in there. He's the guy that has those sleeves pulled up underneath his shoulder pads there. I think that was the man that got the piece of it. Deflection, big one too. Keeps it away from a field goal lead to 4 points instead. Hobbs up 23-19. Eagle football coming back with 5:21 left. Winner goes to the semifinals, live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Your Hobbs Eagles holding on to a 4-point lead, 23-19. Couple of touchdowns, one for each team in the third, but Carlsbad gets one here in the fourth. Hobbs has 5:21 to work with. Definitely got to get first downs on this next drive, Sovereign.
Yes, you most definitely you got to, man, because right now Carlsbad is coming to eat lunch, and you want to make sure to serve them and serve them well.
42-0 Cleveland knocking off Volcano Vista tonight, so that will be the next opponent for one of these teams. Ball sails halfway through the end zone, automatic touchback. So Hobbs will get it from their own 20. And again, 5:21 left in the contest at a 4-point lead. That second block PAT for Carlsbad could have been a killer.
Yes, man, it could have. And again, hey, they up by 4 right now, and so again, you want to be able to make sure to go to plays and run the plays that Carlsbad haven't stopped yet. And so you don't want to do nothing that they are so familiar with, because if they get those stops, then you can't get the first downs that you want to get.
Yeah, I think you stay away from screens at the sidelines. Those are those dangerous, especially those blooper screens, banana screens, whatever you want to call them out there. Those can be pick sixes pretty easy. You want to have good, you got strong receivers, can do a little bit intermediate routes. Nothing you want to launch balls too deep, get picked off. 1st and 10 from the 20. Shotgun for Medrano on the split. He's going to fake the handoff and run up the right side of the line. Try to push people with him. He might have just got lucky to get to the line of scrimmage. And a lot of extracurricular in that backfield for Carlsbad, clapping in the faces of the Hobbs Eagles. That could get them in some trouble, but Hobbs has got to get some positive yardage. They don't get anything on that one, +0.
And you know what? Hey, we know Medrano is a great player, but Medrano got the team out there too as well. So you want to be able to have Medrano be able to, have that help out there, because if Carlsbad get too familiar with that, then hey, we don't know what can happen.
Yeah, 107 rushing yards for Medrano, his 8th 100-plus game this season. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Shotgun to Medrano again. Gives a handoff this time, angling right again to the same side of the line. And there's Carlsbad floating right in there and dropping him quickly. As Wright will get nothing on that, Gary.
Man. Hey, you want to make sure to be strategic out there as a coach. And we see Seamus limping off the field right now.
Yeah, he looks like he's pretty heavy up. He's got some hard hits against him in this game, and a couple of times 4 or 5 guys untouched or on top of him. 3rd down and 9. I guess they gave him forward progress on that one, a 1-yard pickup for Wright. 3rd down and 9 from the 21. Trips left, receiver right, shotgun Medrano going to roll left, wants to throw. He'll throw it, loft around in the out route, caught at the 40, 45, Beatty 50, 45 at Carlsbad. What a beautiful comeback to catch at the 44-yard line. It's going to be 37 yards for Beatty, and now he comes up limping as well. We saw that earlier, too, from him, though.
Yes, man. Hey, great catch by Beatty, but excellent throw by Medrano. And you want to keep this momentum up, because right now you have 3:55 right here in the fourth quarter, so keep this ball moving, keep this ball rolling.
4 catches for 29 yards for Beatty. That's the 11th first down for the Eagles. At the 44 of the Cavemen on the left hash with 3:40 and going. Clock is running after the catch. Twins left and right. Shotgun from Medrano. Has one guy with him. That's Hill. Go with a counter play. Up the gut, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. He'll probably lose a yard. Didn't get back quite close to the 45. Actually losing 2 instead for DeMarcus Hill. He's got 4 carries for 28 yards. At least you're into Carlsbad territory. The clock is in your favor, though. You do have a 4-point lead. That missed PAT block, that's a problem.
Yes, it is, man. It's a real major problem. But again, you want to make sure to be strategic as throwing plays, and especially as a coach. You want to make sure to be able to catch, call the right plays.
Both teams, I think, are out of timeouts, too, which adds some insult to injury for Carlsbad. 2nd down and 12. Eagles have the football at the 46. Shaka Medrano, quarterback keeper, around the left end, 45, and then goes over the top of a few defenders, stays in bounds. That's important. Down to the 42. And he'll get maybe, oh, they do have some timeouts left. Looks like Carlsbad has the scoreboard not right. 2-yard pickup for Medrano. Still over the 100 mark in this ball game. And he got upended. They took his knees out that time. Kind of a dangerous chop shot there. Was legal. Beatty is still limping back to the huddle, too, for the timeout. Not liking to see that.
Yes, man. Yeah, these are things you want to make sure your players are healthy, especially when a receiver like that is kind of limping. You want to be able to have that backup to go in and fulfill that spot while your main receiver is, kind of fixing himself up on the sideline. So hopefully they can fix that up, because, man, you don't want to lose him, especially into this game right here. And unfortunately, and maybe a high chance of going to the semifinals.
Again, final score, Cleveland 42, They win over Volcano Vista tonight. They are in the semifinals, and they will be hosting next week for sure, more than likely on Saturday, waiting for one of these two teams to come to Rio Rancho. So that's a major blowout win there for Cleveland, ranked second in the state. Of course, Las Cruces also in action tonight. They're the #1 seed. They were only up by 7 in the third quarter, 28-21. We'll get an update here as quickly as I can get it. Again, the Eagles played them during the district schedule. Very tough district for Hobbs. Ended up second in the district. Eagles football, 3rd down and 7. They'll have it at the 41-yard line. And in motion's Beatty, left to right, shotgun to Medrano, 2-step drop. He'll fade it to the left sideline and overthrows his receiver. Tried to get it out there to Hill, and that'll be incomplete. Looks like we might have a penalty marker on the field. It was a 3rd down, so that's going to be very interesting depending on who this is against. With an incomplete pass, I think Carlsbad will just decline the penalty to burn the down, make it 4th. Hobbs gets it. I don't know what the call would be on that one. It looked like just a routine pass. I don't think there was any push there by Carlsbad. Still no signal. It's taking a lot of time. They're pointing towards Carlsbad. Didn't get to see the signal, though. Referee just kind of flipped it out there. A pass interference, so they did get it. 15-yarder.
Wow, this right here works in their favor right here. You have to be strategic, you know, especially as a coach, call the right plays. And players going to have to move forward and work as a team because, hey, this right here, can they be semi or nothing?
6 penalties for 55 yards for Las Cruces. Again, that'll move the chains for the Eagles. Their 12th first down. Another score update for Las Cruces. They lead 42-29 over Los Lunas in the 4th quarter. Munoz will take it himself to the 20, left side angle into the 15. And that'll be enough for the first down again. He gets 12. Keeping that clock running too. Smart move. He went down so would not get out of bounds. And 12 yards there, tacked on for Medrano. Continues to keep over the 100-century mark. That'll be the 13th first down for the Eagles. About 5 minutes left in the Las Cruces game. They lead by 13, as I mentioned, 42-29. That's the other quarterfinal. Then Centennial will play tomorrow. First down and 10 now from the 15. Shotgun Medrano. He's going to hand off up the middle, keep the clock moving, and Hill just plows straight ahead up to the 10-yard line. Another 5-yard pickup. He's got 5 carries for 33 yards. Keeps that clock running. And looks like Carlsbad might have got a timeout on that far side. They do. Clock stop with 2:10 left here in the 4th. Eagles up by 4. Love to add some points to put this one in the books. 23-19. We'll take a 30-second break, come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network, the quarterfinals. .212 left here in the 4th quarter. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 23-19 over the Cavemen and knocking at the door once again. Love to get some more points on the scoreboard to get this thing over with and not give much time for Carlsbad to get back in it. Eagles back up to the 10-yard line, a 2nd down and 5. Medrano will go back to the split formation with the receivers 2 to the left, 1 to the right side. Hobbs looking to the sideline for last-second changes on the call. Medrano taking his time for the snap. He's going to give the ball up on an angle left, going towards the goal line, and backpedaling, and I'm not sure if he's crossed it yet, still waiting, and the score. That was a Hill with the handoff going to the left side of the line of scrimmage and cut towards the end zone, and that will be the touchdown. The Eagles going to put the icing on the cake, 10 yards for the score.
And that's how you do it right there. You want them to be able to move forward, and hey, great touchdown by DeMarcus Hill.
So DeMarcus Hill with his first score of the ball game. A total of 43 yards on 6 carries for DeMarcus. And waiting for the PAT now from Beatty. He's been kind of hobbled here in the second half, but he gets a booming kick into this one and puts it through. Eagles up 30-19, up by 11. Not as many as they beat this team by a few weeks ago, but they're going to get this W in the books and move on to the semifinals with 2:04 left in the fourth. Come back with us in half a minute on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7's Facebook page, all on the internet and on the radio at Cool 95.7. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 30-19 here late in the fourth quarter thanks to a 10-yard rush for DeMarcus Hill. And kind of the 2-minute warning situation here for Carlsbad. Not a lot of time to deal with as they trail by 11. Kind of 11's been the magic number here in the second half too. Eagles had this good lead and a couple of blocked PATs helped out those numbers. The kickoff will keep it on the ground on the roll. Bounces at the 25, picked up and fumbled. And going left and now cutting back to the left hash. And about 3 or 4 yard return on the play for the Cavemen on that one. That was Ty Young, the DB. So they'll start from the 32. Their last drive of the ball game, hopefully. 30-19, Eagles by 11. Carlsbad came in with a 6-5 record after their win last week over Rio Rancho. And the Hobbs Eagles sitting at 8-2, of course, a bye last week, trying to punch their ticket to the semifinals, the first time since 1981, a year they also went to the championship.
Wow, man. So we can see history repeat itself again, this time around. So, hey, hopefully, man, they got to get a stop right here. I mean, I don't know what you can do with 157, but if you can do something, you got to do something great. But right now, hey, it looks like we're moving on to the semi.
Yeah, 44 years ago we're talking about. Shotgun to Munoz, back deep to the 23. He's going to throw the quick out route and losing it behind him on a short pass. Couldn't come back to catch the football was Robert Castaneda, incomplete. Stops the clock, though, on the incomplete pass with 1:52 remaining. Hobbs up by 11. Back to the 33-yard line for the Cavemen. So they're going to end up the season at 500, 6-6, but a nice upset win over that Rio Rancho squad, although they were working with an 8th grade quarterback, a backup, after their injured starter. Trips right, receiver left, 4-step drop for Munoz. He's going to throw the post route high over his receiver's head at the 45. Trying to get up on the ladder to pull that down was R.J. Hernandez, but he had a nice little body in the back of him that time to make sure if he would have caught him and wrapped up quickly. Samuel Zimbardi, the linebacker, called him quite a few times tonight. Doing a good job of kind of chesting from behind there to make sure he knew he had a body on his back.
Right, and man, at this time, and this time of the game, you don't want to really be throwing shots out like that. You want to make sure to be strategic.
3rd down and 10. Back to pass. Munoz going to tuck and go. The quarterback keeper, 35, 40 on the left hash. Backpedaling to the 45. Continues to move forward for the first down and then some. He's going to get 15 to move the chains for Carlsbad. He had a 16-yarder earlier in this quarter and a 24-yard touchdown run in the third. And that will be the 16th first down for Carlsbad from the 47. Shotgun to Munoz, pump fake. He'll throw the curl route inside the 48, but it's low and hits the turf. Diving on the turf to try to make the scoop catch, but no good on that one for Carlsbad's R.J. Hernandez.
And missing out on that PAT, man, earlier, man, kind of hurt them because even if they score and were to do a 2-point conversion, would they still be down?
Yeah, down by a field goal. Yeah, it would be 27-30. 2nd down and 10 now from the 47. Still in their own territory as well. Trips right, receiver left. Munoz has one blocker back with him. Taking a lot of time. Shotgun, 3-step drop behind the 40. Steps up, left hash. Fires it on the out route, and it goes in front of the receiver, sliding on the turf. Had no chance to come back to catch that one. He was heading to the left, outside towards the Carlsbad bench. Pass was thrown inside, so it's a miscommunication. Looks back at his quarterback and says, what the heck was that throw for? Does stop the clock, though.
It does stop the clock, man. It gives them a little bit of an advantage, but, I mean, right now here, man, if you don't get it right, don't get it correct, man, I don't know.
1:24 left in the game. Back to the 47 goes Carlsbad on a 3rd and 10. Twins left and right. Munoz, 4-step drop. at the 40. Pump fake. He's going to roll right, get some pressure. Continues to slide to the right side, 45. He'll throw it before he goes out of bounds. The out route way over the head of his receiver on this near right sideline. Trying to get up for it was R.J. Hernandez. Incomplete. And you would have had to have a hot air balloon to come back to get that one.
And it seemed like Beatty's doing a great job as playing safety, man. They got him back there in the backfield, and he's been doing good out there, man, keeping coverage to make sure nothing go past him.
4th and 10 for the Carlsbad Cavemen, their last hurrah. 1:14 left here in the 4th. Your Eagles up 30-19. We mentioned earlier that Carlsbad actually has the series record. They have won 43 times, lost 28, tied twice with the Eagles, going back to 1953 since then. 4th and 10 now from the 47. Trips right, receiver left. Carlsbad looking to the sideline here, and Coach Stevens wants a timeout. He doesn't want to see any mess like hook and ladder plays and stuff that's going to go for some crazy yards. On a 4th down situation, you got to be solid, and you would think that you probably don't want to be too deep. I mean, you could set back Beatty possibly, but you don't want to give them not enough opportunities to have a lot of sideline to work with to get out of bounds on a 15, 20-yard play. Keep some good pressure up there as well, and don't let your linemen just sit on their heels. They got to get through there and make Munoz scramble a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, hey, and still, you still don't want him to get the first down, kind of run out of bounds or anything like that to stop the clock. I mean, but like you said, I mean, even with a touchdown or 2-point conversion, man, I mean, I don't think nothing's really possible at this time.
Yeah, your outside linebackers, defensive ends got to have those good outside angles and move that action inside to get some help on the team tackling. You mentioned that a lot in the first half. We had a lot of people, climbing on top of them, 5 or 6 guys at a time. We don't want to have Munoz having a field day out there. That's why the angles cutting outside and moving them in can help out the cause. 4th and 10 from the 47. This could be the last play offensively for Carlsbad. The Eagles defense gets stout here. Trips right, 2 receivers left for the Cavemen. Munoz by himself in the backfield. Shotgun, 5-step drop, dancing around. He's got pressure. He gets away and he's going to step up and throw. The out route dropped at the 35 of the Cavemen. Another big drop in this game. You can't have that, and that's your top receiver that could not pull it down. Robert Castaneda, the ball was right in his hands, and he dropped it. I think he heard some footsteps somewhere.
Man, and then the noise of the crowd can kind of get you nervous there. And I've been in his shoes before, man, and so, oh, man, this right here, this is a wrap.
He pretty much just run to the out of bounds there on that far left sideline. He had about 10 yards to get over there, but he would have had to do that to get the clock stopped. But I'm not sure how much more he would have had, but he would have had the catch of the 35 in and out of his hands. The second major drop in this game for the Cavemen. Hobbs Eagles licking their chops after the incomplete. They turn it over on downs, does Carlsbad. That's the 3rd time they've done that, and 2 punts also on their negative stats. The linemen for both teams are kind of shaking each other's hands for some reason. I'm not sure. I guess they just like how this game has gone, at least in terms of just hard play and no, garbage, on the line of scrimmage there. Going to be just a kneel down for the Eagles, as probably Medrano will have to do that a couple more times to end this ball game. Medrano will lose 1 yard on that one.
Yeah, man. I mean, that'll do it. That'll do it right there. I mean, hey, missed advantages and stuff like that, you want to make sure to take care of those. I mean, even though the score is 30-19, I mean, this is a look from the outside appearance to know that, hey, once to the semifinals, you're going to have to come with it.
Medrano kneel down again. Probably that'll be it there. That's his 2nd kneel down in a row. Crowd getting excited here. They have been this second half. That should be the last play of the ball game as the Hobbs Eagles, 20 seconds and ticking here in the 4th. Again, going to their first semifinal since 1981. That was the year they went to the championship game but lost in the final to Clovis. And then Clovis went on to win 5 in a row.
Wow.
After that. Coach Eric Roanhouse was there. Had a pretty big program at that point and really rolled after that. There's the final cannon. Your Hobbs Eagles win 30-19 over Carlsbad to run their record on the season to 9-2. Carlsbad will end their season at 6-6. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the post-game show right here at Watson Stadium on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Your Hobbs Eagles victorious here in the quarterfinals at Watson Stadium over Carlsbad tonight, 30-19. As your Hobbs Eagles run their record to 9-2 on the season, punch their ticket to Rio Rancho next Saturday against Cleveland. Cleveland winning 42-0 over Volcano Vista. Not an upset by any means. Number 2 ranked team in the state for Cleveland. So Hobbs will have to go there, Sovereign, because they haven't played them before in the semis or the championship. So there's no owing a team home or away or anything like that. It's just a straight out whoever the better seed is. So Cleveland will host. Hobbs did play them a couple of years ago and got blown out a little bit. But, of course, this is a new squad, and this is the number 3 ranked team in the state right here at Watson Stadium.
Yes, man, it's going to be a different ball game this time, So you got a new squad. You got a new generation of kids, that's coming with their head on, coming with their head on their shoulders, ready to play some good football, ready to move forward, and ready to do something that hasn't been done since, decades ago. So, like you said, man, it's a new set of kids, new set of everything, new set of football, new set of generation. Let's get it going. Let's get it started.
By the way, we mentioned 42-0 for Cleveland tonight. Las Cruces, the number 1 seed, improves to 11-0. They beat Los Lunas, the 8th seed, 49-29. So a 20-point win there. Las Cruces will move on to the semis as well. And then, of course, Centennial will have the final game of the quarterfinal round, and they will host La Cueva tomorrow. Centennial ranked the 4th team, and La Cueva at number 5. That'll be tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the Field of Dreams in Las Cruces. Let's look at the numbers in this game. First of all, for the Carlsbad Cavemen, boy, what a big rushing night for Munoz, the quarterback. 22 carries, 166 yards. He had a 24-yarder for a rush for a touchdown, had 90 of his 166 at halftime, so pretty big workhorse, and his long was his, he had a 26-yarder, but his second longest was that touchdown run for 24. So he put his heart on the line from start to finish and tried to get this team in contention to win this game. But as the game wore along, the Hobbs Eagles just some good defensive stops and also some missed PATs didn't help the cause for Carlsbad, but still 11-point win for Hobbs.
Yes, man, most definitely. And, I mean, hey, they came out here, they fought and everything. They did the best they could, especially, this time around. And then them having 2 away games and everything. So you got to give them to them, man. Unfortunately, they couldn't just make it through, make it happen, make it possible. But at least they had it, and at least they had it going on, and that's what counts.
Yeah, actually 3 road games on the road, or 3 games on the road, because they played Hobbs the last district game and then turned around, as you mentioned, going up to Rio Rancho and then here tonight. Not a big road trip for the Hobbs game, of course. Both of the ones that they've had, it's about an hour 20 minutes on the bus, but still probably rather lose here than have to go all the way back up to Albuquerque and lose again.
That's right.
Also, the other guy that ran the ball, who's led the team with over 1,000 yards this season, but was second tonight, 16 for 55 for Wright. Not Seamus Wright, but the Wright that Brock Wright for Carlsbad. He did have a rushing touchdown in the first half for 19, but in the second half, he had 27 in the first half and 28 in the second half, so kind of balanced numbers there. But once again, Hobbs had him in the last game they played as the 4th worst rushing numbers he had on the season with all the other teams that he played against, and tonight not much more than that. He had, I think, 42 against Hobbs the first time and just 55 tonight.
Man, I mean, he did pretty good, man. He kept a lot of plays moving his feet. But, again, like you said, man, Hobbs had him contained. He couldn't really do anything. He really couldn't go anywhere. But, overall, man, he's going to be a good player. He's going to be a good guy, moving forward, and if you just keep at it at his game. But, again, hey, Hobbs was able to be right there every time in the play and be able to make stops.
Thing about it is they still got 220 yards, 221 yards rushing unofficially for the Carlsbad Cavemen, so pretty respectable numbers there, but they had nobody else running the football, just Munoz and Wright. So, again, they've led the leaderboard for much of the season in the running game, but that's where it ended there. Passing department, they did throw the ball quite a bit. 13 of 25 was the numbers for Munoz with the arm of him. Hernandez had 5 catches for 49 yards. It was the big leader, though, was Castaneda. He's led the team in receiving all season. 5 for 92. He had 2 big ones in the second half, 51 yards and a 28-yard touchdown reception. So 2 catches for 79 yards in the second half really pretty much powered his numbers. But, again, he had a major drop here, though, in the fourth quarter towards the end, under 2 minutes remaining, which would have been an easy first down. He might even got to the end zone on that one, would have made it a little bit closer for Carlsbad in this game. But probably not his best game of the season, but 5 for 92, not horrible either in a quarterfinal matchup. A few other guys got catches. Harper 1 for 12. Wright the running back 1 for 7, and Lopez 1 for 4. Once again, 13 of 25, 164 in the passing department for Carlsbad. They had 16 first downs in this ball game as well, which is pretty consistent, and finished up with 385 yards, so 15 shy of the 400 mark. Once again, those are not ugly numbers. I mean, those are pretty good for a team that just ended up 500 this season.
Man, that's true, man. And again, hey, they did great on the running game, throwing game too as well. You know, a couple open, great passes that I've seen, man, has been dropped in the open, and unfortunately they weren't complete. But again, hey, man, the result speaks for itself. You got to give them their flowers, you know, especially for a team that ended off this season with being 6-6. And so, man, for them to be able to do what they did and put up the numbers that they did and be able to still move around and still be able to make first down after first down after first down, man, they're going to have a pretty good squad, man, especially for the remaining ones that's coming next year. But again, man, you got to clap it up for Carlsbad. They did good, man. They had fun, and that's what it's about, man. That's football.
Take a look at the Hobbs Eagles with the win tonight, 30-19. Of course, Junior Medrano, the quarterback, 17 carries, 119 yards. And, of course, he had the 4-yard touchdown run in the first half. His long was 43 in the second half. Now, with that 100-plus again, that gets him 9 or make that 8 for the season. That puts him at number third in the rankings for all of the rushing running backs for the Hobbs Eagles throughout their history. He is tied with Walter Taylor at number 3 on the list now. He had 8 when he was playing several years back. Again, he needs one more to go to second on the list with Patrick Smith and Matt Savage. And then if he gets up to 12, I don't think there's enough games left. Nope, he won't be beating Timmy Smith, former Washington Redskin here from Hobbs. So he won't. I think Timmy Smith is safe. But Patrick Smith and Matt Savage, he could be tying them with the next game. And then, of course, to go to the championship, he has another opportunity to move up too. So great game for Junior Medrano in the rushing department. Well ahead of all of his teammates in the running game as well. DeMarcus Hill had a kind of a late burst in this contest. 6 carries for 43 yards. He had a 10-yard touchdown run late in the contest to put the icing on the cake. Had another 25-yarder, not a score, but a rush in the second half as well. Seamus Wright got a little bit disappointed, I think, in that second half. Was getting kind of barreled under there by some hard-charging Carlsbad Cavemen. A few times he's put down by 2 or 3 defenders. I don't think he came up hobbled a couple of times. He finished 11 for 23. Didn't score in this game, but put a big effort out there for the Eagles. Of course, one other guy, Mora, got a rush, 1 for 12 in the contest as well. And McCoy had to kneel down once for -1 coming in for a play when Medrano's helmet came off, and so McCool came in for that one play in the contest. So Hobbs had 5 guys that got a chance to run the football in this game. Unofficially, 196 rushing yards in the contest for the Eagles. A little bit shy of what Carlsbad had at 221. In the passing department, though, Hobbs 12 of 24 in the passing game. Braddock Beatty had 3 catches for 55 yards. His long of 37, which that big one on that left sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench, came back to the football and a beautiful catch there. Justice French finished 4 catches for 29 yards. He had a 15-yard touchdown reception in the first half. Boy, Adrian Mora, big night too, all coming in the first half though in the catches. 3 for 56, including a 43-yarder before the half expired. Seamus Wright coming out of the backfield for a catch for 9, and Taylor finished up with 1 catch for 40. So and then Zubia had a catch for 4 as well. I don't think I added him to the numbers, so we're going to go ahead and make that 193 in the passing game tonight. That gives them just 4 more yards than Carlsbad, 389 to 385. That's a very close situation there unofficially, so I'm sure they're not exactly right, but it was a very close numbers game in terms of the yardage in this contest. So 385 for Carlsbad, 389 for the Eagles. Hobbs finishes up with 13 first downs in the game, a little bit shy of Carlsbad, but again, you take the scoreboard score over stats throughout most games. Eagles did have 6 penalties for 50 yards. Carlsbad had 6 for 65, so Eagles did a little bit better job of dodging some of the handkerchiefs that Carlsbad had. They had 3 turnovers on downs to the Eagles and 2 punts in the ball game. But one thing about this game, Sovereign, no turnovers for either team.
That's right, man, and that's what you want to see out there, man. And you know that throughout their practices and throughout the other games, man, you could tell that they cleaned those up. And again, man, I seen a lovely game, man, especially from the Eagles. They played all around ball, team ball, and I seen a lot of the throwing game, and that's what I love to see. I love to see the passing game, and that's what they did tonight. And Coach did a little bit, did a lot of running too as well, but I seen a lot with the passing game. And you're right, man. No turnovers, man. That is great right there.
And talk about balance too. 196 rush, 193 pass. You can't get much better than that.
You can't, and that's what you want to see. Especially, as a former receiver and everything like that, man. You get excited for the passing game, And again, the running game works too. The running game will make plays and make touchdowns and get to the end zone and get first downs. But that passing game, man, it helps out. It helps out in a big way, and that's what they did, and they helped them out tonight.
So 30-19, the final score. The Eagles winning by 11. Next up for the Eagles, the Cleveland Storm, and they'll host them at Rio Rancho. Hobbs has been there several times for playoffs. They played that squad a couple of seasons back. Last year, the Eagles lost to La Cueva, but the year before that, it was Cleveland. Cleveland tends to be pretty tough when it comes to the playoffs, currently ranked second behind Las Cruces. And if you look at their wins this season, boy, they annihilate a lot of teams. In fact, though, Centennial, they only beat them by 13 at the first game of the season, 55-42. So even with the close game, they still got 55 points. Beat Los Lunas by 49-3. Shut out Clovis 57-0. Las Cruces they lost to by just 4, 38-34. That was their only loss of the season to the number one team in the state. Beat Pebble Hills and Arizona squad 42-17. Thrashed Farmington 49-3. Shut down Cibola 27-6. Piedra Vista won 54-0. Volcano Vista 49-13. And Rio Rancho 49-14. And then, of course, they beat Volcano Vista tonight 42-0. But a lot of their scores in the 40s and the 50s, so a high-power offense.
Yes, man. They make sure to play ball out there. And to be honest, man, the defense is getting a little thing, their little plays in too as well, because a lot of the teams, and especially from them scoreboards, man, it's a lot of teams that have been scoring too much on those high-ranking teams, so high-scoring teams. And I mean, hey, got to have your heads on. You're going to Rio Rancho. You're playing Cleveland, man, and it's gonna be a different game. It's gonna be a different ball game this time.
So the Hobbs Eagles more than likely will be a 1 o'clock Saturday start. That hasn't been put in the books yet, so don't take my word for it, but that's usually how they work it. Hobbs could have the option of playing on Friday if they chose to, but if you're more than about 4 or 5 hours away, they give you the option to be on Saturday too, and more than likely I would think that would be the best choice for the Hobbs Eagles. Have a chance for fans to get up there, kids get out of school and make their move up there to Rio Rancho. That will be at Cleveland High School, so should be a pretty exciting game. And then we've just been told that 1 o'clock is that, thanks to Marco with KLMA for confirming that for us. So again, plan on that next week. We'll be around 12:45 or so from Rio Rancho as the Hobbs Eagles take on the number 2 ranked Cleveland Storm. Winner of that game goes to the championship. And, just talking about that really quickly, the Hobbs Eagles in terms of championships, only 2 in their history, 1970 and 1972. That's when they won their championships. And, again, we mentioned 1981 was another year that they did go to the championship, won their semifinal game, and then advanced, losing to Clovis in that final game of the season. So it's been a long time since the Eagles have been this high in the rankings, etc. And if you go back to their first championship, Doug Etheridge was the coach in 1970. They beat Highland 20-0 in that game. And then Pat Tone in 1972 was the coach. They beat a very tough Jim Bradley, a legendary coach in Mayfield, 31-15. So those 2 victories. And then Pat Tone also took them to the second place championship games in 1973. They lost to Clovis 16-0. And then Del Norte in 1974, they lost 14-6. So some close games there, but 3 championship games in a row under Coach Pat Tone. So he knew what he was doing. Did get 1 under the belt, but just 2 championships for the Hobbs Eagles in their history. But looking forward to maybe making it 3 this year.
Yes, man. Like we said earlier, it's a different generation. It's a different time, different type of kids, different headspace, different type of motivation, different type of inspiration. Everything like that is built up inside. So hopefully, man, next week they come with their heads on, come with that fire, and more fire than they had in every other previous game that they had before throughout the regular season, district, and even through this game tonight. But bring all that fire up coming up in Rio Rancho.
Final score 30-19. Eagles victorious in the quarterfinals. We will see you next Saturday at 12:45 for the pregame show. Kickoff at 1 o'clock on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio at Cool 95.7. Thanks to Evie and Tiffany Stewart back at the station. For Sovereign Anthony, happy birthday. Myself, Ty Friend, have a great weekend out there, and go Eagles.
You're clear.